Welcome to the channel and welcome to this match play game between Death Guard and Space Marines. Some of you might know over on DeploymentZone.tv that my Death Guard warband, known as the End of All Things, are currently taking part in the Champion of Chaos campaign, or rather, my Death Guard warlord, Chaos Lord Sabbath, is trying to become Death, the Destroyer of Worlds, the Champion of Chaos. But what's happening across other battle grids? What's happening while those fights are going on? Well, here, some of the Death Guard, some of the End of All Things have made planetfall on this particular planet. And there's an outpost here. All the civilians have run away. They've run away screaming. And as the Death Guard want to turn this lush and green paradise into a garden fit for Grandfather Nurgle. And the Azure Vengeance, a new Space Marine chapter, a new challenger has arrived to try and dig the Death Guard out. So we're playing a 1,500 point we added an extra 50 points. A 1,550 point match play game. And we're playing Cleanse and Capture, because the Death Guard want to cleanse this site, the Space Marines want to capture this site, and as you can see, we decided to put two objectives right down in the entranceway of this installation here, which has been cleared out. Two are back there in the installation, and two are out here in the wildlands. It's a very interesting table setup, actually, because there's some huge line of sight block and terrain pieces all over the place. It's significant. There's some great fire arcs here or there, but in places, lines of fire will be significantly compromised for each army. So this should be a mobile game. We should end up moving around each other. And at 1,550 points as well, there'll be gaps opening up here and there to place units, to move units around. It should be interesting, particularly if you start off with some units down here. Remember, infantry can climb up and go over walls. Infantry can move through walls. This will count as ruins if they're on top of it. But vehicles can't get through there. They'd have to go all the way around, tracked vehicles. So yeah, we're counting the barricade itself as cover. We're counting all of these terrain pieces here as cover. Everything else is going to be blocking line of sight. Cleanse and Capture is 3 cards a turn, every turn. And there's First Blood, not First Strike, Slay the Warlord, Linebreaker. And we welcome back to the channel for the first time in a long time, RobNotSteve. Say hi, RobNotSteve.
Hello!
Glorious to have you all the way back.
Glorious to be back from the Mecca in Nottingham.
You've moved.
I have moved, yes.
That's why you haven't been on the channel very much.
That and I'm a bit lazy. But yes, no, I live in Nottingham now, and I spend most of my time in a sleeping bag outside the Rhino at the front of Nottingham, Warhammer World. So yeah, that's fun.
Yay! You actually live where this stuff is made, and you used to be down the road in Bristol.
I did, well, yeah, relatively speaking, down the road in Bristol, which was only a 40-minute train ride, whereas, it took about 4 hours to get here this time.
Did you have to go to London and then across? How did you get here?
I went down to Gloucester and then across, which takes about an extra hour, but it's also £50 cheaper.
So a 4-hour train journey to get here.
4-hour train journey, 1 McDonald's, and lots of miniatures.
Lots of miniatures. And you painted the End of All Things.
I did. It's a funny situation, because I painted your army, but I haven't painted my army this time.
You picked this one off the internet.
I did pick this one off the internet. I did pay for it, I didn't just steal it.
Not only that, you did some tutorials for the End of All Things, which are currently on DeploymentZone.tv.
They are, yes, and I have one left to do for them, which is how to splatter blood everywhere.
You've stumbled on the... Have you done it yet, the Blood Splatter one? People are asking about the Blood Splatter one.
It's coming. It is coming. Blood Splatter is on its way. It's just that it's kind of... Because it's a very hard thing to film yourself going out of breath, blowing on a paintbrush.
Blowing on a paintbrush.
Blowing on a paintbrush.
It's an expert technique.
It's an expert technique.
And I keep promising...
I'm going to keep my humour in my head there.
Blowing on a brush. And I keep promising people to do one for the basing, because I've based the End of All Things. I need to get around to doing that at some point as well. And you've got some more tutorials coming for DeploymentZone.tv, because you've been playing around with contrast.
I have been playing around with contrast, and it's been very fun.
I'm excited to see what you can do with the contrast. Because you're a very dry, brushy, smudgy kind of guy.
I am a smudgy kind of guy.
And you've got a couple of golden demon pins under your belt as well.
I do have a couple of golden demon pins.
You know what you're doing.
We don't like to
He knows what he's doing.
Blow my own trumpet.
But,
Just sound brushes.
And living in Nottingham, at Mecca, at the place of the birth, next to the Golden Throne where all this stuff comes from, means that you're infused with Games Workshop goodness. This should be a glorious battle report. Should be. I've said it now.
It will be.
It will be.
Make it so. Wait, wrong universe.
Yeah, okay. Armies? Let's have a look at some armies. Did I
Armies.
say everything? Terrain, I forget the name of these guys. Laser Terrain CO, it was a Kickstarter. I don't know if they're still a thing, but Laser Terrain. Cromlech.eu for these crates and for the objective markers and for the command point tokens that we use. Red Dragon Gaming for this resin stuff. They do bunkers and rocks and things, Red Dragon Gaming, and if you use the code WINTERS, you get 10% off.
Like that.
Yeah. The battle mats from GameMat.eu. I'm on Instagram. If you want more winter stuff, check out deploymentzone.tv for all the good stuff that we're talking about. As I said, the Champion of Chaos campaign is ongoing. By the time this video comes up, we're getting closer and closer to... Have you been watching it?
I have.
Are
watching
you on
the fisticuffs of death.
Are you on Team Nurgle or Team Korn?
Team Korn.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Korn, Khan, he's my man. Always got to go with Korn. He's a simple pleasures, you know. It's just blood, man.
Blood.
Blood and skulls.
Blood and skulls.
Yeah, I mean.
But what about a beautiful, nice, smelly garden fit for a grandfather? Grandfather likes smells.
I mean, if anyone's been in the shower and flatulent, no one likes smells. No one likes smells.
We like smells. Let's go and have a look at the army that does like smells. 1 minute. Say that again.
So in Nottingham,
Yeah.
you got a nice, lovely tram network.
Trams, yeah.
Trams everywhere.
No trams in Swindon, you know.
No. That's where lines are drawn. That's terrible. And basically, you sit there and the tram goes past you, and it's just plastered with a big advert for Games Workshop jobs. I don't have to explain what I do for a hobby to anyone because everyone knows about Games Workshop. They still mock you for it or go, "Oh, you're one of those," but they know.
They know.
They know. Oh, they know.
Right, this is 50 points worth of Death Guard on the nose, and I'm bringing 2 Malignant Plaguecasters because Fluffy and Sabbath and all those guys are currently fighting the Champion of Chaos. So this is what's happening while those guys are away. This is the force that are fighting. And this one with the red puff of smoke, he's going to be my Warlord. And I'm not giving him March Contaminator because I've used it loads. So I'm going to give him Revoltingly Resilient. He'll have a 4-up Ignore Wounds rather than a 5-up Ignore Wounds that all the Death Guard stuff has. And I've given him the Pandemic Staff, so when he casts Smite, it's +1 to cast. So extra Smite stuff, extra Revoltingly Resilient. I've given both of them Miasma of Pestilence and Putrescent Vitality. They can cast 2 powers each and giving them the same. Basically, it means that I'm not going to forget the powers that I have.
That's a damn lie and you know it.
I'm probably going to forget the powers that I have. But it also means they're both very good powers, you see. So I always want to make sure that there's someone in range to something that I want to get that something off on. It's 1 battalion, which gives me 8 command points to play with. Everyone's got Disgustingly Resilient. Everyone's got that inexorable advance. I can move and fire heavy weapons as though and assault weapons as though stationary, and I rapid fire at 18-inch range. And the Law of 7 is in place. I've got 7 Plague Marines here with 2 Blight Launchers and a Power Fist on the Champion. I've got 7 Plague Marines here with 2 Plasma Pistols, and the Champion's got a Plasma Pistol as well. So triple Plasma Pistol in this squad.
Or plasma guns?
Plasma Guns, that's what I meant to say. Plasma Guns and a Power Fist. And then 7 Blight Lord Terminators with 2 Flails and 2 Blight Launchers in there as well. So that's going to be quite nasty. And it also gives me the ability to deep strike in and get behind enemy lines. Because of points, I have 2 units of 12 Poxwalkers, a Fetter Blow Drone with some Spitters, 2 tanks with the Entropy Cannons, and 2 Rhinos to put all my troops in. So a very ABC type of Death Guard list. There'll be a hulking horde making their way forward, and some ability for my units to either deep strike in or zip in with the drone, and abilities for me to buff my army up with the 2 Malignant Plaguecasters. Quite a few boots on the ground, despite Death Guard being quite pricey. Quite a few boots on the ground for me. And I'm disgusting and resilient. Let's go and have a look at the Noble Astartes. Right, this is just south of 1550 points worth of Space Marines, the Azure Vengeance. Can you tell me about your chapter, please?
The Azure Vengeance.
Yes.
Azure for the colour of their Primogenitors, the Ultramarines, but they're not inheritors of the Primarch.
Right.
They don't follow, they're Codex compliant, but they don't follow those particular doctrines, so they have their own successor chapter tactics,
Yes.
which reflect their particular MO, or modus operandi, if we're going to go fancy.
That's nice.
Which is the Bolter.
I believe modus operandi is High Gothic.
It is High Gothic, yes. Yeah. Low Gothic is what they do.
Okay.
They've got Bolter Fusillades and they have long-range marksmen. So Bolter Fusillade means that any attack with a bolt weapon, you get to re-roll the hit roll of 1.
Nice.
And long-range marksman adds 3 inch to the range characteristics of any ranged weapon.
Any ranged weapon.
Which includes flamers, so there may be some heavy flamers in here that are now 12-inch range.
Yes, you've got, the Ironclad's got 2 heavy flamers on it.
It has 2 heavy flamers.
And 200 killer missiles.
And 200 killer missiles.
So those flamers are reaching out and touching a bit further. I think they're 8 inches. That gets them up to 11, I think. We'll have to double check.
They're 8 or 9. It's around that range anyway.
But his flamers were even longer. So if I deep strike within 9 inches of him, he can flame me.
Yeah, and it will smell terrible. Just toasty flesh just bubbling away. Anyway,
Warlords, this is not Cato Sakaris.
This is not. I am Cato Sakaris. No, this is my captain, who is called Arthas Undelon, and he has a relic blade. It's regular 4++. And he's got a plasma pistol.
Right.
And then to his...
Does he have is he your warlord?
He's my warlord, yes, and... He has the Warlord trait, which means that Iron Resolve, which gives him +1 wound, and on a 6, it's like a 6+ feel no pain.
So he's disgustingly resilient on a 6-up?
No. He's stalwartly resilient.
It sounds like he's turning to Nurgle to me.
He's stalwart.
Okay.
Stalwart.
Okay.
Not so cowardly, literally yellow-skinned, lily-livered Nurgle.
And this guy, we're running Telion as a lieutenant, right?
Yes, we're running as a lieutenant, and
just stripped down normal lieutenant with a power sword and a mastercraft with bolt rifle.
Yes, that is correct.
I like it. He looks like an old school, old wizened lieutenant. He's clearly a captain.
I mean, is he old wizened lieutenant, or is he just not good enough to go up the ranks? I mean,
maybe he's found his niche.
Yeah, he's got the right level of responsibility. He doesn't have too many battle forms to fill in.
Yeah.
Casualty reports. Yeah. He goes back, kicks off his boots, smokes a low stick, has a good day.
Nice.
Excellent times.
And you got Chaplain.
Chaplain Pythor.
Cool.
Who has...
He's got the relic.
He has the relic, which is...
It's basically a relic Crozius, which is +2 strength, -2 AP, 3 damage. So basically he's got a very good Crozius, which smacks people down a bit more.
He's good at smashing things.
Yes.
Excellent at tenderizing beef.
Should mention this is a battalion and one with 3 elites in it. So you've got 9 command points to play with because there's triple elites here. Yes. There's the Ironclad. These are Stern Guard.
These are Stern Guard. This is a squad of 10 Stern Guard.
Right.
No special weapons. They just have their special issue bolters. But it has some tasty shenanigans to put together with them.
Yes, well, because Stern Guard, you've got strength. They're -2 AP.
-2 AP, strength 4, 1 damage.
And you've given him the litany, which is +1 to wound.
I have. It's called the Catechism of Fire.
So if he chucks that out on a unit within 6 inches of him, then these guys will be +1 to wound with -2 AP bolt weapons. Yes. And remember, if the tactical doctrine is in effect, that would be -3 AP bolt weapons. And your whole army reroll hits rolls of 1 with bolt weapons.
And there is also another stratagem called Masterful Marksmanship, which is a specific Stern Guard stratagem, which would give them another +1 to wound. So potentially, with a perfect Storm of Fire, not the Warlord trait, you could have +2 to wound, -3 AP, rapid firing bolters with rerolling hit rolls of 1.
Put a lieutenant near him. Yeah, that could be juicy.
Which would be good against your tough, nurgly buggers.
Yes, and you can keep him in a big squad of 10, or you can combat squad him if you want to.
I can indeed.
Ironclad, it's worth mentioning that the Contemptor is the Relic Contemptor Dreadnought, which is an index option. Essentially, this is exactly the same as the one in the Codex, but the Relic Contemptor, the index, not the index option, the Forge World option. Forge World option.
Yeah, it's got a 2+ armor save instead of a 3+.
It's in this book here. Yes. Imperial
Don't show
armor.
The rules on TV.
That's fine. Just a little skim is okay. But yeah, it gives him a 2-up save instead of a 3-up save. It gives him a 6-up disgustingly resilient as well.
It gives him a 6-up rebuttal of enemy damage. There's nothing disgusting about it.
This guy's turning to Nurgle as well.
Stop it! Why do you do this every time?
So a 2-up save and a 6+
and he's got 2 more wounds.
Yes, he's got 12 wounds instead of 10.
Yes.
So basically, he's a bit tougher because he's turning to Nurgle.
Tougher. He's going to be alive at the end, stamping one of your playcasters' face into the dirt.
Because he's been blessed by Nurgle. We'll have him on our side, no problem. And then troops. We have a tactical squad with... Stop looking at me like that.
No.
Tactical squad with a melter gun plasma.
Is that melter? Should I keep talking about my own army? Or
that's a plasma gun.
That's a plasma gun, yes.
Scouts.
Yeah, 3 squads of scouts, just with bolters. Sergeants have bolt pistols and chainswords, because sergeants should always have chainswords.
Yes.
We have 2 land speeders at the back for nippy zippy goodness, with heavy bolters and assault cannons.
See, the thing with them is they hit on 4s when they move.
Yeah.
But if they stay still, they hit on 3s. But there is a strap that you can pop on them.
There is.
Which big guns never tire.
Yeah, big guns
and then they
never
can
tire.
move and fire their guns as though they stay still.
But also we're in an objective-based game and we need to claim ground. We need to conquer and cleanse the filth.
And they're relatively cheap, you know, because Devastator's Doctrine is in effect in turn 1. So those heavy bolters are AP -2. Those assault cannons are AP -2 in turn 1.
Yeah.
Which is quite brutal.
It is, you know, I mean, I would say it's kind of brutal, but you've got a knack for rolling 5s and 6s when you discuss things.
I do. Talking about brutal.
Brutal!
4 Razorbacks, all with las guns, and you paid for hunter killer missiles.
I did pay for hunter killer missiles, yes. I've got 6 hunter killer missiles in this force.
2 on the Ironclad as well.
Yeah.
So hunter killer missiles never hit, but if you've got 6 of them, one of them's going to hit.
And as you say, apart from maybe the Ironclad and the Contemptor, this is quite a nippy force because you've got lots of transport for your Marines and the Scouts can do their forward deployment.
Right.
So I can get quite a lot of board coverage, which, you know, against the classically slow noble army should be interesting.
Perfect. Come towards me. It's a trap. Straight into my trap. So this is going to be very interesting. Low model count armies, some mobility in your force. Precious little mobility in mine. Mind you, I've got Rhino. I've got some Rhinos.
You've got a couple of Rhinos. I've got, I don't know, 6 lasgun shots. 8 lasgun shots. I can't do maths.
But we need to remember your reroll hit rolls 1. We need to remember your extra range. And it's going to be interesting. I don't know which way it's going to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that seems to be the case every time I come on this channel. It's the first time I've played with this army.
Is it?
Yeah.
I can help you. I know Space Marine rules, so I've said that now, which means...
You can help me. How does that fit in with the accepted worldwide mantra of don't listen to winters?
I can remind you of rules, is what I was saying. I can say, I know what Space Marines do.
You're like the deceiver just in my ear, just the Catan just whispering stupid idiocy.
Hashtag don't listen to winters.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're deployed for this 50-point match play game of Cleanse and Capture. Now, what I decided to do was put my Terminators in reserve so I can deep strike in. And both of my Malignant Playcasters inside these Rhinos. There's the Plasma Squad, there's the Blight Launcher Squad. And that way I could beat RobNotSteve to the drop, which means in games of Cleanse and Capture, you go, I go, you go, I go, you go, I go. And I put down before you, which means I can choose whether to go first.
You won the battle, but you'll lose the war.
Unless you decide to try and steal the initiative from me. And stealing's bad.
Only if you regret it. In Sparta, you were only punished if you were caught.
Yes. So, were you?
Yeah.
Well, in this country, in any country, you're only punished if you're caught.
Yeah, but, stealing is not explicitly a crime in Sparta. It was only a crime. The crime was to be caught, not the initial stealing itself.
That's cool.
Yes. Yeah, because it engendered...
Shall we move on?
Please do.
Yeah, okay. So those guys are there, and I put Poxwalkers... See, this Rhino I put here because of where you started placing your las cannons, and you have quite a lot of las cannons and hunter killer missiles in this. So I was trying to hide it from line of sight, and he has the ability to move right and left, and currently I've only got that objective there. This one's tucking behind the wall, and this drone is also tucked in, because you stuck your scouts in some interesting positions.
I did.
There's some scouts there ready to run onto that objective.
Scouts here, and we have scouts over here who are capable of running to this objective. So playing the game, you know. Scouts
can be deployed outside your deployment zone so long as they're more than 9 inches away from the enemy deployment zone. Mm-hmm. And there's a flyer over there, which is troubling as well, because they move a long way, and you could zip over and then potentially charge this, go bang into it, and because it will ring like a bell, it'll have to fall back, which means it can't shoot. And I don't currently have any screen in front of that tank right now. And
we have stern guards in these 2 Rhinos.
You combat squadded them.
Because
you're worried about the mortars.
Because of Razorbacks. And because we were talking about if you had a squad of 10, it's going to be more effective to follow the stratagems and stuff. But because he's got death spitters and mortars, and if he rolls well, that could devastate them. And I couldn't have space to put them into cover. Really.
Yeah. So lieutenant in one, captain in another. There's the normal. Where's the chaplain?
Chaplain's hiding behind here, so we can bang out his litanies on either the las cannons or the Careys perhaps.
Yeah, because the litany starts at the start of the battle round. Even though currently I'll be going first, as soon as the battle round starts, if he's in a vehicle, he can't do his litany. And so that looks like a strong push up the middle. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and like I say, got land speeders as flexibility because they can fly, so I can nip over here if I need to.
Fast units on the flanks. It's always the way to go.
Yes.
Right, okay. Let's. Would you like to try and steal the initiative?
Because
I would love to go
steal
first.
The initiative.
Okay, grab a dice. You need a 6. Anyway.
That's a 3.
That's a 3. So, Death Guard, turn 1. Here are the orders for the end of all things in turn 1. Take objective 2, take objective 4, and Big Game Hunter, destroy one of those Razorbacks. Here we are after the movement phase for the end of all things. It turns out that objective 4, which is over there, and objective 2, which is over there, was too far away for me to zip forward and take. I did advance with the Fetid Bloat drone. I needed a good 5 or 6 to get all the way up there and get within 3 inches of it to score it, but I rolled a 1. So he's ended up coming around here. His Plague Spitters are assault weapons. I am in range. I can spit on those scouts. But I will not be stealing that objective. And then this Rhino, I know you popped smoke in the shooting phase, but I've already popped smoke. He advanced all the way around here, ready to jump on that objective next turn, just in case everything here dies, because you have a lot of las cannons. And then the other thing I decided to do was, because I'm worried about these scouts here, that was good deployment. In your turn, they could move 6 and then charge forward and engage my tank quite easily. I think it was only about a 5-inch charge or something, or a 6-inch charge once they moved around. So I had to move my tank out of the way and the Poxwalker squad that way to screen them a bit. And I've spent a command point on Blasphemous Machines, which means my tank can move and fire its heavy weapons as though it stayed still. So both of these are still hitting on 4s. But talking about spending command points, you spent 2.
I spent 2 command points on fortified positions.
Yes.
Because...
you've got 9 to play with.
Yeah, and because of the Plague Spitters,
right,
it really affects the survivability of my scouts
well,
more than anything.
I should let you know that prepared positions only works for units in your deployment zone. It won't help your scouts.
Well, thank you for telling me that before.
It will help.
It will help.
It will help you all over here.
I mean,
because I've got Big Game Hunter and I'm basically lining up one of these Razorbacks, and I need to pop it open, and that'll give me First Blood and Big Game Hunter, and with entropy cannons at AP -4, you wouldn't have a save.
But I'll have a 6+ with the prepared positions,
yes,
so that will help.
And your Catechism went off. From the chaplain onto that one there.
This one here, because this was the one that you definitely couldn't see, so it's not going to be wasted for this battle round.
So it's going to be +1 to wound when it finally shoots. So what I need to do is crack open one of those Razorbacks now. I did get out the second in command out of that Rhino before it charged off, and now he's got a couple of spells. The first thing I'm going to do is put Miasma of Pestilence on this tank, because this one moved around. There's only 2 Razorbacks currently seeing it. This one has... Many can see this one. So I need a 6, and that's a pass. So it's -1 to hit the tank, and then I'm going to put Putrescent Vitality on the Poxwalkers, and that fails. That would have given them +1 strength and toughness. Psychic done. Let's open up the shooting phase. 2 Plague Spitters into these scouts here. 2d6 auto hits.
Oh, Snake Eyes. That's
8.
Not
Not Snake Eyes.
That's Spider Eyes.
Yes, I'm strength 6 and your toughness 4, so I'm wounding on 3s. And I reroll 1s because it's a plague weapon. And it's AP -1. So only 4 wounds at -1, so 4. 5 up saves?
Yes! You with me, Gulliman? 2 saves.
2. No, it's that's a 5. It looked like a 4 because the shadow. Yeah,
it's a 5.
Yeah, it's a 5.
Good.
Right, coming back around here, let's try and crack one of these tanks open. This tank can see over this lip here. That Razorback there, so I'm going to put all my guns into him. I am in range. Let's do the heavy sluggers. I'm hitting on 4s. Everything missed. That's a good start. 2 entropy cannons. See, now I've rolled 4 misses. These 2 will definitely hit.
That's, reverse
4s.
psychology.
1 hit. Strength 8. It wounds at AP -4, which you typically wouldn't get a save, but you prepared your positions.
And it's this one, yes?
Yes.
Yes. 6! That's a 3 again.
That's a 3. Okay, D6 damage. For 1 damage, command point.
Yeah.
For 4 damage. Then the mortar firing up and over. Brood, acid and filth from the plague planet itself. 2 shots, which hit on 4s. 1 hit, and it is strength 8. Which wounds at AP -2, so it becomes a -1 because of prepared position.
4 up save. Yay! It's a 6.
Okay, so one did 4. This one needs to do 6 for First Blood and Big Game Hunter. And I've spent my command point on my reroll is done. So let's do the heavy summer. 4s, 1 hit. This is strength 5. It doesn't wound. Right, so the entropy cannons will hit and wound.
If you could just see the gleeful smile on his face.
The entropy cannons do not hit or wound. Mortar has 4 shots. 4s. And they all miss as well, and that's the end of my shooting phase. That's the end of Death Guard turn 1. Here are the orders for the Azure Vengeance as they try to take this battle grid. For the Emperor, make a charge. Defend objective 1. And Death from Above. Basically finish off an enemy using something, using one of your units that has the fly keyword. Basically, one of those land speeders needs to kill something. Here we are after the Space Marines movement phase. Here's objective 1, which they need to defend, so they won't be able to get that, and kill something with the fly keyword. Well, you can see both of the land speeders are up there eyeing up the Poxwalkers. And make a charge. Well, these units of scouts that were here, they didn't have to take them around, only 2 died. Charge a Rhino, and that will be a point. So you definitely should, well, even if you're old Snake Eyes, you're going to make a charge. You're definitely going to get a point for that. But the other point that's still up for grabs is First Blood. Now, I hid this one pretty well, this tank, which isn't -1 to hit. So even with shuffling, he could only get 2 Razorbacks in on this tank. So he shuffled round that way. So all 3 Razorbacks can hit this tank, but this tank is -1 to hit. And mistakes were made, RobNotSteve.
Mistakes were made.
Because he penned in that one.
The Ironclad has a slightly wider waistline than I imagined, so I had to shimmy this guy, so he's had to move to let this one through.
Right.
But he's got his 200 kilo missiles.
Right.
This chap has +1 to wound.
Yes.
Because he has the Catechism of Fire cast upon it. Cast upon it, preached upon it.
Preached upon it.
And then we've got...
that one moved and that one moved, but that one didn't.
That one did move, that one didn't move.
Right.
And this one can just draw a bead on
to the other one.
Or it can draw a bead on the Rhino if need be.
Right.
But...
And you got your Captain Lieutenant there for the rerolls.
Yeah, Captain Lieutenant combo. The Lieutenant hits all these Razorbacks plus this. The Captain hits all the Razorbacks, but I'm going to cast Wisdom of the Ancients on this chap.
Cast, like a spell, like you pray to Nurgle.
Stop twisting my words! We're going to cast, he's going to bellow forth his glory of the Emperor and Gilliman, and that will inspire those around him.
Right.
Is that enough? Is that okay?
That's good.
That's
I like
fine.
it.
Right, good. Bellowing Relic Contemptor.
Right.
He is 6,000 years old in a dreadnought.
Yes.
He was bounced on Bjorn's knee when he was a boy.
He's a bit cranky as well.
Yeah.
I thought it was quite interesting as well over here. You decided to keep the scouts tucked in. You were thinking and ahhing about pushing them forward.
Yeah.
But keeping them safe there next to an objective, and also it's pushing the deep strike back, because otherwise I could drop some Terminators in here if they moved.
Yeah, it's because...
And you're aware that there's some Terminators in
to
here.
get Death from the Sky, I have to kill the last unit from a model, last model from a unit with something that has the fly keyword.
Yeah.
And so I was umming and ahhing over whether to pour all my fire into that unit of Poxwalkers or that unit of Poxwalkers.
Right.
But after some back and forth, that it's just safer to keep those there for the deep strike denial, and in case number 4 comes up, or if I want to do a late game line breaker.
It's like you know what you're doing.
It's remarkable, isn't it, what bluffery can get you.
Shall we go on to the shooting phase?
Please.
Before we start the shooting phase, bit of shuffling on the scouts here, moving the bolt guns over, and then we shot and you killed 2 Poxwalkers with the bolt gun fire. Now, Wisdom of the Ancients is on the Relic Contemptor Dreadnought. The Land Speeder Storm is now firing at these Poxwalkers, hitting on 2s and rerolling 1s. Yeah. Sorry, hitting on 4s because you're heavy and you moved.
I mean, we can hit on 2s if you want.
No, hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s. Where are we starting?
We're starting off with heavy bolters.
Yes.
So strength 5.
Yes.
Hitting on 4s.
There's a
rerolling
1.
1s. Gosh.
This would be AP minus 2.
You remember when you rolled those 2 1s? I got to roll to wound, my friend.
Oh yeah. 3's to wound. Toughness 3. Okay. AP minus 2, but my save is a 7 anyway. So I only really get saves on Poxwalkers if I'm in cover. Disgustingly resilient. I make 1. So 3 have died so far because the Bolter Scouts took out 1. And then the Assault Cannon.
Assault Cannon, which is hitting on 4s again. Oh,
There's
look at those 2s.
Look at those 2s. Strength 6, toughness 3, wounding on 2s.
Indeed.
3 wounds. This is why I tried to get putrescent vitality off. 3 5 up disgustingly resilience, and 2 more die. from the speeder to the relic condemptor itself, firing at these poxwalkers with the Stormbolter.
Because we need to do the other speeder last to take the last model.
Yes.
So don't kill them all.
No, which is why I'm going to take from this side so the other speeder can't hit them. Do you want to fire the other speeder first? Because he's got line of sight on all of them. Otherwise I'll just take from here.
No, but I'm just going to rely on the fact that, because he can still see up to this one. So
right.
Hopefully I'll leave 3 alive.
Okay.
Okay, Stormbolter.
What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong?
Twos
At
to
least I'm
hit.
not splitting fire. 2s.
That's a bit.
That's a 1.
Okay.
It's
4 hits and you're winning on 3s.
wounding on left.
And you wound twice. Disgustingly resilient. 1 more dies. 6 shots with the Kerry's assault cannon. It's heavy. You moved. You're hitting on 3s.
Rerolling 1s.
There's 2 1s.
Good job.
And this is strength 7, interestingly enough. So you are wounding on 2s. Because I am toughness. There's another one there, look.
No, that was a miss.
Was it?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
washed out of the way.
2s. AP -2 because of Devastator Doctrine. But again, I'm just relying on disgustingly resilient here. And I saved 2 more. He only killed 2 poxwalkers. Is still 5 left there, RobNotSteve? Still 5.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, I'm aware.
Where you go next?
Yeah. So, if I kill that squad, it's also first blood. So I'm going to go a bit OP
Right.
with some lance cannons in the face.
You're going to have 2 lance cannons into poxwalkers?
Yes, 2 lance cannons and then those.
Okay. All right then. 3s to... And the HK from the...
No, I'll save the HK. I mean, let's not go crazy. So,
3s to hit.
3s to hit.
1 hit.
Which is good. That's good. That's what I
2
want.
2s to wound.
That's a wound. That's a 5.
Okay. D6 damage, because if you roll a 1 to damage, you roll... I need to make 5 disgustingly resilient. Yeah, okay. You killed 1. There's 4 left. So that flyer, for death from above, needs to kill these last 4 poxwalkers. How hard could it be? And it moved.
And there's tactical errors been made again. He's not in range of the captain.
Right. So you're hitting on 4s with your heavy bolter. Unless you put Big Guns Never Tire on him. Because you wanted to put Big Guns Never Tire on the one that is +1 to wound. You haven't spent Big Guns Never Tire yet. You could put it on that, so it's hitting on 3s.
I could put it on that. But then... I haven't...
Because there's a...
Because he's going to be hitting on 4s anyway.
Well, that's hitting on a 3.
That's hitting on 3. These are going to be hit on 4s.
Which will become 5s because of
become
my
5s, yes.
Yeah.
So,
Let's have a think. Thinking over.
Thinking over, the cogs have stopped.
Right.
I'm going to put Big Guns Never Tire on the land speeder.
Yes.
So that I can give the best possible chance of killing those guys.
Yes.
Because in terms of destroying the Plague Mortar...
Yeah.
Because they hit on 4s to begin with.
Right, yes.
And then if they move it's 5s, and if I take them down a bracket, it's already going to... I just need to degrade them to
You
the
just
point
need to
where they're
bracket
even
it,
worse.
not kill him.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
I'm going to bracket him in the face.
Right. So this thing...
One, hit on...
3s, because you can move
now.
and fire its heavy weapons as though stationary with Big Guns Never Tire, even though it's a little speeder. So 3s to hit with the heavy bolters. Good luck.
It's a little speeder that could.
Little speeder. Okay,
Good
3
start, good
hits.
start.
So that was... Yeah, okay. 3s to wound.
3s to wound.
Okay. 2 wounds. 2 wounds. 2 disgustingly resilient. I fail them both. There's only 2 left. And now we have the 6 shots with the assault cannon coming in.
Hit on 3s.
Yes.
That's not bad. That's
four,
not bad.
4 hits. Winning on 2s though. Strength 6, toughness. Toughness 2. 3, sorry. Right, there's 3. So if I make 2 disgustingly resilience here.
There'll be a quick cut off camera.
Disgustingly resilient. I failed. Now, do I command point?
Did you not use your command point?
I haven't used my command point yet, but honestly, I probably want to keep the command points alive for keeping my tanks, because these are just poxwalkers, so they're dead. Right, the poxwalkers are gone. That's death from above. That is first blood, and you're down to 5 command points left. Then we came on to these bottle scouts here, fired in at the Feta Bloat drone, didn't do any damage. So what we've got left to fire is the Dreadnought, the Ironclad Dreadnought, and the castle here. And we're going to fire the one that didn't move in at this tank.
Yeah, didn't move.
Yes.
So it has...
Forced to hit.
So it's forced to hit, but it's rerolling 1s.
Yes.
And it's rerolling 1s to wound.
Why? Because left only. Yes, yeah. You're right. Yeah, that's right. That's how it works.
Alrighty, 2 shots.
Yes.
Okay.
Reroll the 1. It misses. HK?
HK. Separate dice, obviously.
Yeah. Misses.
Okay,
Alright, that one's fired. Right, the other two are hit on 5s because they moved, and it's a heavy weapon.
It's a heavy weapon.
And I got Masma. So
Masma.
Masma. Do you like that?
I like Masma.
Okay.
5s. Ooh.
1 hit.
And then the Hunter Killer.
Yes.
Time.
Hits.
Also hits.
Right, this is strength 9 versus toughness 8. You got +1 to wound, so you're actually wounding on a 2.
It's glorious.
You're wounding on a 2.
And I'm re-rolling a 1.
You're wounding on a 2. That's a wound. This one will wound on a 4. Oh no, wound on a 3 because of the catechism. So they both wound, and I need 5 up invulnerable saves, and this does d6 damage a time. So 5 ups. New. I have invulnerable saves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted this.
So I think I need a command point, one of them, which will put me down to 5 command points left, the same number as you. I make it, so 1d6 damage comes through.
Would you rather take it from a las cannon or?
I don't mind.
You know, you
Just
have a preference.
stop trying to hit me and hit me. 3.
That's fine. That's
That's
fine.
fine.
Just
Disgustingly resilient. You take 2 wounds off of it. It's got 10 left. Now we've got the next one. 5s to hit with the las cannons. 1 hit. It wounds. And I fail the save. D6 damage.
It's a 5.
That's a 5. That's a fat 5. 2 wounds taken off so far. And I make... Okay, that's another 3 wounds. So 5 wounds taken off of it. You firing a HK?
HK.
Okay. 5s.
Oh, for God's sake, Rob.
That's cocked as hell. That's a hit.
Ooh, marked for
Force to wound.
deployment zone.
Target acquired, my friend. That's a wound. Okay, it's -3, so I need my 5 up and run. I make the save.
That's just rude.
The Ironclad's going to join in with its 2 HKs, hitting on 5s. And both hits. See, this venerable brother's bellowing at him and telling him how to do it, and he knows how to do it. Strength 8, toughness 8.
4s, but rerolling 1s, he's just within 6.
Okay.
Matter anyway.
1 gets through. I need a 5 up and run. I fail that. D6 damage. For 1.
I'm going to re-roll that with a command point.
Okay.
I'm going to use a different die though. Suspicious. It's a 5.
That's 5. He's taken 5 wounds so far, and disgustingly resilient. He takes another 4. He's dropped 9 wounds. It's on 3 left. Okay, that's the end of the shooting phase. That plague burst crawler's down to 3 wounds left. Fun fact, every single HK is fired except for that one over there. So they've all fired off. And then we went on to the charge phase, and the scouts came charging in and made contact with this rhino, and that's for the Emperor. And you know I've kept Secure Objective 2 in my hand as well, so you're trying to block off the mobility. Mm-hmm. But the Contemptor also wants to try and join in on this rhino. This will be a 10-inch charge for him to get there, so good luck.
Does that count? I mean, that's 11.
I think you need to roll them as well. No, snake eyes. Right, let's go on to the fight with these scouts. 3 scouts, but the sergeant's got a chainsword, and shock assault is a thing, so this is actually 8 attacks, hitting on 3s. Because of shock assault.
Oh, look at that.
Everything hits, but it's 5s to wound. This is
death to the false Horus?
No.
Okay.
And then we've got the 5s to wound. This is the tricky part.
Ooh!
Did you get 5 wounds?
5 wounds.
You got 5 wounds.
Scouts that could.
3 up. And you scratch the paintwork on the rhino and take a wound off. Rhino hits back on 6s. And it hits once. It'll wound on a 3. It doesn't wound. That's the end of that. That's the end of the turn. That's the end of the phase. I don't have any morale to take. And at the end of that turn, you've made a charge. You've got the kill something with a fly keyword. And you've got first blood. So it's 3 points to 0.
And I shall be discarding defend objective 1.
Defend this objective here.
Which is this one here.
Okay, so 3 points to 0 in favour of the Space Marines as we go on to Death Guard. Turn 2. Right, I got rid of Secure Objective 4 last turn. I've got Secure Objective 2 in my hand, Mission Critical Objective. Big Game Hunter, take out one of those Razorbacks and advance out of my deployment zone. This one is unlikely to happen, but blow open a Razorback and jump on Objective 2. I should be able to do that. Okay, here we are after the movement phase. I need to advance out of my deployment zone. That isn't going to happen. And I need to take this objective here, which I have done because the drone advanced up and over. I tried to get it in range further, a bit further forward, so it can spit on that Contemptor there, but it can't. However, I am on that objective, and the other thing I need to do is blow up one of these vehicles. So, here's the plan. Right, it turns out that my Rhino is backed up right against one of these struts on this train piece here. And because of the way that RobNotSteve charged me, I can't pivot it. I can't fall back out of combat. I can't turn this way to reverse back outwards. I'm trapped. That was very skillful of you.
Tactics.
That was like tactics. So the only way I can break that Rhino, I can't shoot at the scouts because I can't fall out of combat. So the unit has got out, and the idea is charge, kill scouts. And I played Cloud of Flies on these guys here, so you can't shoot this unit of Plague Marines unless they're the closest possible unit. And I've put stuff in front of me anyway. And I want to keep them alive is what I'm saying. I want to keep some of my infantry alive. And see, I'm getting excited. The Malignant Playcast that was here has moved here. And then these two units, my second Malignant Playcaster, my Warlord, and this unit have got out here. So the idea is protect these guys. Miasma them, Putrescent Vitality them, protect the crap out of these ones. You can't shoot those ones, protect these ones, and then smite and start hitting that Dreadnought there. And this unit could shoot them. But everything into the Dreadnought, hurt the Dreadnought, and fire tanks downstream and kill a couple of Razorbacks. Massive pressure. That's what I'm looking for. Massive pressure. Meanwhile, keeping the Poxwalkers safe here. Because last turn, after everything shot at them, I didn't kill one vehicle. And there's many las cannons there. I need to start killing some vehicles. So with that in mind as well, the Terminators have deep struck in. If I fail the charge, at least they're wholly within a terrain piece. But they can also add their weight of fire down. So I've definitely got one objective. Now I just need to kill a vehicle. But first I must cast some psychic powers. So this chap here is going to cast Miasma of Pestilence on the Plague Marines. I need a 6. And that passes. And then he's going to smite. And it's going to hit that Contempt Dreadnought. I need a 5.
And
what?
I am going to use Armour of Contempt.
Are you?
Yes.
So that's a command point. That puts us down to 3 each. Armour of Contempt means you can ignore mortal wounds. And that does 3 mortal wounds. You need 5s to ignore these mortal wounds.
So normally he would have a 6 up anyway, but I just want to make
So
sure
now
he's
he's
as
got-
safe as possible. So it's a 5 and a 6 up.
A 5 up, Disgustingly Resilient.
A 5 up, ignore and abhor the witch.
Right. How
Which
many
he
is
doesn't
ignore?
pass any.
No,
So he's
okay.
taken 3 wounds.
Right. So they're miasmed up. Now I'm going to Putrescent Vitality them as well. I need a 6. That passes. So not only are they -1 to hit, but they're also Strength 5, Toughness 6. And he's going to smite. Now it would be a 5 and then a 6 to smite, but I've got the Pandemic Staff, which is a +1. So this is a +1, which makes that an 11.
It does make it an 11.
Which is a super smite.
It's a super smite.
That's a super smite, sir. For 2. 2 mortal wounds.
And
I
in case
could command point it.
anyone's interested,
What?
we've already measured. Nothing is in 7 inches or line of sight, so the extra casting over a 7 doesn't affect anyone.
Pestilential Fallout.
That's the one, but
That's
we
the
are,
one.
we are remembering it.
We are remembering it. Well, you're remembering it. Okay.
So he's taken 4 wounds.
4 wounds. Because he's a relic, venerable, dreadnought, thingy bob, he's got 8 left.
He does.
Magic done. Shooting phase. This Rhino's pop smoke. Now the powered up Plague Marine squad are going to shoot at that relic Contemptive Dreadnought there.
And I have put Duty Eternal on it, as you selected this as a choice, which halves all damage that you do to it rounding down. So with the D3 Blight Launchers, if you roll a 3, it'll be a 2. If you roll a 2, it'll be a 1. And if you shoot at it with the plasma over there, that will also halve it. Or
Half
if you
all-
shoot at it with the Terminators, it'll halve that.
1 command point, half
Yes.
all damage coming in. You think he's going to get lit up here. To be honest, he probably is. So I'm going to start off with the bolters. Now, I rapid fire at 18-inch range with Death Guard, and 3 of them are in rapid fire, 1 of them isn't. So 3's to hit with this lot, and I need 5s to wound. And I get 1 wound. You have a 2-up save because you're a relic contender.
Bosh.
Bosh. And then the 2 blight launchers, they're 2 shots each. I hit on 3s. 2 hits. Strength 6 means I wound on, you're talking 7, so I wound on 5s, and I don't wound. So that squad did no damage. I was thinking about firing that squad in at it as well, with overcooked plasma, but if I overcook it, it's just going to do 1 damage. But I will be Strength 8 instead of Strength 7, and you are tough. I'll get back to that. Because I might decide to put the shots in the Ironclad instead. Because essentially I don't want 2 dreadnoughts charging my Plague Marines. Blightlord Terminators. That's tucked down here. All right, I've got Big Game Hunter. Let's go back to Big Game Hunter. Let's fire everything from this tank one more time into the Razorback. Oh, should mention as well, which one did you put the Catechism on?
The Catechism's on the back one.
This one.
Because
so
this is undamaged, so
yes.
It gives you the choice of shooting the deadlier full wounds one or
right.
the less deadly already damaged one.
Okay, so I think I'm going to shoot this one, which moved, and I spent a command point on Blasphemous Machines, in at the one that's injured, because it can't see the other one.
Yes.
So 3 command points left. And this is the Heavy Slubber. 3 hits, strength 5. 1 wound at -1, sir. And he takes a wound, so it's down to 5 left. Entropy cannons. Boom, boom. Look at that. 2 hits. Now I just need 3s to wound.
Take that.
I get a wound. It's AP -4, no save. D6 damage. 5 left. I'm feeling lucky. That's not lucky. That's 1 wound left. But the mortar. All I need is a good hit with this mortar. D6 hits. 4 hits. That's okay. Just need to hit now. 4s to hit. Ooh, 3 hits. Strength 8. 3s to wound. They all wound at AP -2. You fail one of these. And it's a dead Razorback.
It is a dead Razorback.
Dead Razorback. Does it go kaboom?
It does.
That
go
would be
kaboom.
very interesting because it's in the middle of all your... It doesn't
not
go
go
kaboom. But at least I've taken one of them out, and that is Big Game Hunter. Okay, 1 Razorback down. Now that gives me some interesting options because I'd like to fire at the Razorback, but that Ironclad is troubling me because he could charge the Blightlord Terminators over here. So I think I need to fire at the Ironclad. We did the roll for the Stone Guards that got out of the Razorback and none of them died.
They were all fine.
They're veterans. They know how to disembark a vehicle that's crumpling around them. Okay, so everything from injured Plague Burst Mortar into this Ironclad Dreadnought here. 5s to hit though, because I am so injured. And I hit 3 times anyway. Strength 5, toughness 8. No wounds. Alright. 2 entropy cannons. 5s to hit though. 1 hit. 1 hit target acquired. Strength 8, toughness 8.
4s.
It wounds at
No
-4.
save, no save.
Yeah, no save. That's 2 6s in a row. Let's grab another dice. This just needs a 6. 4. 4. So it's half injured. And now the mortar comes raining in with 3 shots which hit on 5s and miss. Right, the Terminators. I'm going to put the 2 blight launchers from the Terminators into the Ironclad and the other shots, the combi bolters, into the speeder there. This is all the combi bolt shots and I'm hitting on 3s. I need 5s to wound though because it's strength 4, toughness 5 I think. 2 wounds, 2 3-up saves on the speeder.
Is it 3 up or is it 4 up on a speeder?
No, they're 3-ups. It's all
Okay.
Space Marines are pretty much 3-ups unless you're scouts. Okay, so it survived. It's absolutely fine. Ironclad now taking blight launchers to the face. This is going to do it. But I only hit twice, so this isn't going to do it. Strength 6, toughness 8. Ooh, this might do it. 2 wounds. 2 at -2, sir.
5 ups. 1 save.
Make 1. You make 1. D3 damage. It's got 2 wounds left. Right, I've only got one thing left to fire now. So this Cloud of Fly Plague Marine squad put its bolters into the speeder, didn't do anything. And I'm overcooking the plasma. And I'm going to put them into that dread because I just need one of these to get through and that's a dead Ironclad. These things don't degrade. Less than 10 wounds, they don't degrade. So here's the champion, overcooking, hitting on a 3. He's not dead because on 1s I removed the model. The other 2 guys... Okay, so no one dies. No one dies.
4s to wound.
They just feathered the trigger perfectly like they've been around for 10,000 years and they know what they're doing. 4s to wound. 1 wound at -3. 1 6-up save on your Ironclad or he goes good night.
Pick a die. You be the chooser of your own destiny.
There's a 6, so that isn't going to be a 6 when you roll it. That one. 6-up save. That's really cocked. No.
Because the first roll was obviously going to be back because it was a 6. So you throw it into the gravel, get the bad luck out of the way, then you go on the mat. That's
yeah,
classical tactics
Yeah.
of siege for you.
yeah, very cinchy of you.
Not that we worship.
No, or discuss
it's all
them.
Emperor.
Yeah.
Emperor.
Right, I'm going to do some charges. This Plague Marine squad are going to charge the scouts and try and free up that Rhino. I can't charge that in at him because I advanced that. So now I'm round to the Blight Lord Terminators. I hoped the Ironclad would be dead. So then I could charge just the Contemptor. And I'm going to have to eat a lot of Overwatch here. He can flame me with his extra long flaming
extra
things.
3 inches makes a difference.
It does make a difference. Do I want to charge that as well?
That's greedy, you know it's greedy.
And
And it can fly, so it'll just bugger off if you don't damage it enough.
Right. Look, there's a 10-inch charge on that Dreadnought, and its flamers are 11 inches.
Oh, yeah.
And it's strength 5 and toughness 5, but your AP -2 still.
Devastator Doctrine still haven't changed it.
Yeah, so it's going to do a lot of damage to me in on Overwatch. So let's not give it a free shooting attack and not charge it. Instead, I'll only charge the Contemptor. I know it's still got 8 wounds to get through, but this Duty Eternally, you're going to have to burn another command point if you want to do it again, and that'll give you 1 left. I need a 9-inch charge. We'll do Overwatch in a second. Let's see if I can get in there.
I would leave you 2 left.
Yes, fine. You've got 2 left. I'm going to spend this. I need a 5. Command point reroll. I don't get in there. That's the end of the charges. Right, then we did the Overwatch. The Contemptor didn't hurt any of the Blight Lord Terminators. Then I moved in, charged in with these Plague Marines here. No damage on Overwatch, and smushed them. Smushed the Scouts. They're dead. That's the end of my turn. You have no morale to take. I have got that objective there with the drone, and I have got Big Game Hunter, so it's 2 points to 3. You've got 3, I've got 2, I'm getting back in this. I've crippled the Ironclad, but he's still very combat effective, and he can do work in close combat. I've hurt the Contemptor, but he can do work in close combat. But I've given you some interesting options. There is 7 Blight Lord Terminators in cover right in front of you. There are these tanks that you want to get rid of because they did manage. There's Plague Marines here powered up. There's Plague Marines there which are hidden by a cloud of flies. Lots of options for the Azure Blue guys who really play to Nurgle, ready to respond to what you thinking?
I mean, you say there are options. I mean, it's just kill you really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just going to kill you. Kill you dead.
Some tough orders for the Noble Astartes here. Mission critical objective, take 5. There's currently no one on it, but it's close to my deployment zone. Kingslayer, take out that malignant plague caster controlling the end of all things or ordering them around. And psychological warfare, make the Death Guard break. Right, here we are after the Space Marines movement phase. Kingslayer and psychological warfare will be tough, but securing mission critical objective 5, the land speeder, advanced all the way down there, and you've got a point. You're on that objective there. Then I put RobNotSteve in a bad position. He was originally looking at putting some pain down at this fetid bloat drone because it can move around and it's got some choice targets over here to annihilate. And you're looking at your tanks firing downstream at my tanks, but the Terminators are too much of a threat to you.
Yes, so the thinking is that if I went over to the left, that leaves this chunk here that can move forward into my lines.
Right.
And if I try and do any of the other tactical objectives, that draws me out too thin. Whereas if I can annihilate all of this and kill one of those tanks, that puts you quite far away from me and quite far away from all the objectives.
Right, okay.
And it just gives me, I think, breathing space. And, I mean, you might get a lucky draw and score points, but this is only turn 2. I've got time.
So the Stern Guard got out of that. These Stern Guards staying still, so they got bottle discipline there, firing twice. You've got las cannons,
and a
Dreadnought, and a Hunter Killer, and Dreadnought, all coming in at those Terminators there. They have got leadership 9, so if you kill 6 of them, psychological warfare could be a thing as well. But they're such a big nugget. You must you must crack it. Opening up the shooting phase, those scouts there fired in at the Terminators with bolted discipline, took no wounds off them, and these scouts on this flank fired in at the fetid broke drone and took 2 wounds off of it, which was remarkable. Now we're moving on to the tanks. The Razorback is picking on the injured Plague Burst Mortar with 3 wounds left. So 2 las cannons, hitting on 3s, coming in hot.
Hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s, and that's 2 2s.
Rinse and repeat, first tank miss, second tank. 3s to hit.
Boom.
Okay, and this is the one with the Catagen on. So +1 to wound, so you're winning on 2s. And you wound both times. I need 5 up invulnerable saves. Should be worth mentioning the Devastator Doctrine is still in effect, but 5+ invulnerables. I failed them both. 2d6 damage, sir.
That is 4.
I've got 3 wounds.
Yeah.
And disgustingly resilient. Good point.
I'm going to re-roll that one.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's worth it.
Okay.
That's a 4. So that's 7 total.
7 total. 7 disgustingly resilience. I'm on
I
one
know
wound.
it's your house. Get out.
I'm on one wound left. What? I just no.
That's just just stop recording me.
Right, onto this unit, Sternguard. You're putting shots into the Blightlord Terminators. You stood still, so with their rapid fire weapons, they're firing twice. 10 shots. Spend your last command point.
Last command point on Masterful Marksmanship, which is +1 to wound.
So do you mean Masterful Marksmanship?
What?
I think you said Masterful. I don't know what that is. That's Northern or something.
Yeah, well, I speak properly rather than having a European influence court language in the south of England because I study etymology as well, Winters. So,
what?
Never mind. Masterful Marksmanship, +1 to wound,
Masterful.
rerolling 1s to wound and rerolling 1s to hit.
Masterful Marksmanship. Let's find out how masterful this marksmanship is, shall we? There's 3s. Reroll. Okay, that's 9 hits. That's pretty masterful. And your strength 4, I'm toughness 5. So you would be wounding on 5s, but you're wounding on 4s because your marksmanship.
And rerolling 1s.
Yes.
Because of my lieutenant.
Drop dice that count.
No, that's why I picked it up.
Lieutenant.
No, lieutenant.
Lieutenant is American.
Actually, they're both perfectly valid.
Lieutenant is the French influence from the American independence. Lieutenant. That's how the French say it.
I'll say lieutenant when you say master.
Master.
Right, you've got 4 wounds at -1 effectively because you recovered.
Well, it's -2, but -1 because you covered.
I said effectively.
So
that's what the word effectively
3s. Ooh, I fell 3 of them. Disgustingly resilient. You injure 1. One's on 1.
I popped a mini cap.
Wound left. Sternguard number 1. Sternguard number 2. These guys moved not in rapid fire range.
And they're also not within the range of the lieutenant and stuff, so it's just...
Lieutenant. 4 hits. Wounding on 5s. I see they did 2 wounds. 3s. And disgustingly resilient. You kill 1. 1 dies. There's 6 left. Lieutenant hitting on 3s with his mastercrafted bolt rifle. He hits once and it's strength 4. He wounds. It's AP -1, so I need a 2 now. Which I make because that does 2 damage.
It does do damage. But
okay.
There we go.
Alright then.
Alright, now we're on to the double flamers.
Okay, so 2d6 auto hits with the heavy flamers. For 9. Strength 5, toughness 5, winning on 4s.
Here we go.
That's okay. 7 wounds at AP -2 because of the Devastator Doctrine. So it gets my 2-up save to a 4-up, but I get +1 because I'm in cover down to a 3-up. I failed 2. Disgustingly resilient. And 1 is injured. The Blightlord Terminators are now on fire. There's a stenching, billowing cloud coming out of that swamp there. Now this Landspeeder Storm... Landspeeder is just going to... It's not a storm. Normal Landspeeder is going to pick on them with a heavy bolter.
But it's going to storm your position.
It's going to... Yeah, I like it. Hitting on 3s with the heavy bolter. And wounding on 4s. Strength 5, toughness 5. And no wounds. And then 6 shots with the assault cannon spooling up. And it hits only 3 times. Strength 6 though, so you're winning on 3s. And this is AP -2 again, so I have a 3-up save. And a disgustingly resilient. And you kill 1 more. And now the injured Terminator has been taken out. Now you're firing in this Razorback here.
Yes.
Are you firing the HK as well?
I am firing the HK as well.
Everything. Yes. I like it. 2 las cannons hitting on 3s. Bang, bang. And winning on 3s. Strength 9, toughness
there we go.
5. They both wound. It's AP -mini, but I have a 4-up and vulnerable save with my Cataphractii armor. And I make 1 fail. 1 d6 damage for 4 damage. Can I make 4 disgustingly resilience? No, I can't. 1 dies, and then the HK comes spooling in or firing in and hits. It wounds on a 3.
Wound. That's a 3 as well.
And it wounds 4 up and Van. Yes, I make it. Now that's interesting because I've got 2 blight launchers, 2 flails, and my champion there with his sword. If I take him away, my leadership will be 8. And I know that you have psychological warfare in your hand, so I think I have to take away one of these blight launchers because you're going to get an assault and I need my flails. Right, the last thing left to fire is this Relic Contemptor. It fired its Stormbolter in at the Terminators, didn't do any damage. And you're taking a punt.
Taking a punt.
The Kira's assault cannon is going into that tank, that Plague Burst Mortar with 1 wound left. So 6 shots, hitting on 3s because you moved. And that looks like 5 hits to me. And it's strength 7, I'm toughness 8, so you need 5s to injure me. 1 gets through. Now, it's AP -1, which becomes AP -2 for Devastator Doctrine. I need to make a 1 5-up save on the tank. It's got 1 wound left. And I fail, and 1 5-up Disgustingly Resilient, and who would be jammy to roll lots and lots of these? Me, I'm the jammy one. The tank's still alive. That's it for the shooting phase. Then we went on to the charge phase. Both Dreadnoughts made it into the Blightwood Terminators. I didn't do any damage on Overwatch, and I've got 2 command points left in my hand, so I could pay both of them to interrupt. So with that in mind, you're fighting. He hits on 2s because he's a Venerable.
Yes.
This guy hits on 3s but rerolls 1s, but he's only got 2 wounds left. So you're going to start with him in case I paid to interrupt.
And he's got an invulnerable, and he reduces damage on the roll of a 6. Or, you know,
Okay.
he can ignore damage on the roll of a 6, where he's much less survivable, so...
Okay, Ironclad, 4 attacks plus 1 for Shock Assault. It's 5 attacks hitting on 3s. This is with a Dreadnought Chain Fist.
4 hits.
And it's strength times 2, so you're wounding on, you're strength 12 or something. You're wounding on 2s. And it's minus many and a flat 4 damage.
-4.
So I need to make a chunk of 4 up and vulnerable saves.
Please don't.
I make 2 of them.
I mean, that's statistically average.
So that's 4 damage. So 4 Disgustingly Resilience on one of them. He's dead. And 4 Disgustingly Resilience on another one. You kill 2. So I took away my champion and the Blight Launcher. Then the Ironclad consolidates. Now at this point, I could pay to interrupt, but I'd only be hitting the Ironclad because you can only pile into the closest. So there's no point in paying to interrupt. So the Contemptor piles in. With 5 attacks with Shock Assault, he hits on 2s. And 4 get through. He's winning on 2s. He's strength 14 or something?
Something like that.
Yes. And these are a flat 3 damage, minus mini. So 4 up invulnerable saves. Does Papa Nurgle protect? No, he doesn't. 3 get through. 3 Disgustingly Resilience on 1 model. That's cocked. Okay, he's alive. He's got 1 wound. 3 on that wounded model. He's dead. Now 3 on the last Flail of Corruption dude. And he's dead as well. And I'm not going to command point re-roll it. And the reason why is because if I do, on a 1-2, I'm going to fail my morale. And you're going to get psychological warfare. Yeah, on a 1-2, I'll pass my morale. And you've got psychological warfare in your hand. Then the Rhino valiantly attacked back and did no damage whatsoever to the Dreadnought. And that is the end of Space Marines turn 2. Now, not many points scored. You only got that mission critical objective over there. So it's 4 points to 2 in favour of the Space Marines. But you have wiped out the Terminators in 1 hit. What I have done, though, is made sure, by putting them in there, you've had to focus all your firepower in there and you've wiped them out in 1 hit, which is good. You've not scored many points, but you've taken them away. But it has protected the rest of my army. So it means in turn 3, I might be able to push forward and start doing some damage to the Space Marines. But let's face it, these 2 Dreadnoughts are pretty well hidden now, and they're tucked in very close to my lines. Interesting. Let's go on to Death Guard, turn 3. I ditched advance. Here are my new 3 orders this turn. Secure objective 3, overwhelming firepower and blood and guts. Basically take an objective, kill something with guns, and kill something with my fists. Here we are after the movement phase 4, the end of all things, and in the words of RobNotSteve, I've pulled off a pro gamer move.
This is a pro gamer move.
Pro gamer move. I need to secure objective 3. The drone is on 3, and then kill something with fists and kill something with guns. I'm not lining up to kill anything with fists, but if I kill 3 things with guns, that'll be D3 points, and potentially I could get back in the lead. So both tanks stay still, and I rolled a good advance on the Poxwalkers to screen the tanks, because I don't want you charging one of these tanks and shutting it down, or potentially both of them. But the idea is, anyway, kill that. I kill that. That's 1 thing for overwhelming firepower. These guys kill them. That's 2 things for overwhelming firepower. And I've lined up both of the Malignant Plaguecasters here to put Miasma of Pestilence and Putrescent Vitality on that squad of Plague Marines. And I've put Cloud of Flies on these unit of Plague Marines, so you can't shoot them unless they're the closest unit. And block the gap, Gandalf-style, with the 2 Rhinos. So if those Dreadnoughts survive, they can't come busting through the middle. And then I just need to kill a 3rd thing to get D3 points for overwhelming firepower. So I've lined up that skimmer as well. If I take both of these skimmers out as well, there's a lot of mobility cut down from the army.
No, I was saying this could be brutal.
Okay, so let's do this brutality stuff. Protected them with Cloud of Flies. Now I just need to protect them. I need to get Miasma of Pestilence off on a 6, and that passes. You're not within 7-inch range for Pestilential Fallout, and now Miasma of Pestilence on them. And that fails. Or was it Pestilence? Which one did I do first? 1 minute. See, that's why I confused myself, because Miasma of Pestilence always first, and I passed that. And then the second one was Putrescent Vitality, which was the second, which was Toughen Them Up. So I passed Miasma, I failed Putrescent Vitality. There has been some beer.
Yeah, a little bit.
Drunk Hammer is happening. So that's the end of the psychic phase. Now I just need to shoot some stuff. So, yeah, I guess the uninjured tank. What I'm going to do is a split fire. Split fire always works.
Always works.
Always works. I'm going to put the entropy cannons and the stubber into that flyer.
Jink.
And you're going to jink. And then I'm going to put the plague burst mortar up and over into something. See, I'd like to be able to shoot at one of your tanks with the other one. So I'm going to put the plague burst mortar into that skimmer there. No, the mortar's going into the stern guard. That unit stern guard. Oh, you tried your catechism, your +1 to wound thing, and you failed.
I did, I rolled 2.
Yeah, that one didn't work. Right, so stubbers into this thing. Hitting on 4s. This is the uninjured tank. I hit twice. I'm strength 5, it's toughness 5. And I wound twice at -1, so 2 threat saves.
4.
4 episodes. It takes a wound. How much does it start with? See, I don't use
6,
these.
I believe.
Okay, 2 entropy cannons, 4s to hit. Oh dear. And then so that's it for one tank. And no. Mortar up and over into the stern guard for 6 shots. Iron from the sky. 4s to hit. Only 2 hits though. Strength 8. And reroll 1s to wound. It's a plague weapon. Right, these are -2, but you're in terrain, so it's -1. So 2 4-up staves on your stern guard.
Boom.
Right, okay. See, the plan was kill 3 things in the shooting phase. This isn't working. This squad here is going to fire everything at that. Everything. So 2 blight launchers in at the skimmer, 3s to hit, and it's strength 6, so 3s to wound. I wound all at -2 on this skimmer.
3 5-ups. No.
Fail them all, and this is 3d3 damage.
He's gone.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's a dead skimmer. I don't know if they blow up. Roll a 6 anyway and see what happens.
No.
No. So that's one thing dead. That's one thing for overwhelming firepower. Now the other tank needs to shoot the other skimmer for this to work, for me to get these D3 things. So sluggers. This tank should be dead, by the way. It's on 1 wound left. I was so fluky with those saves. I feel a little bit guilty about that.
I think you should.
5 to hit with a stubber. 2 hits at strength 5. 1 wound at -1.
Save.
No, and then entropy cannons. I hit you both times. You made it fall off again.
Well, I think it's about right for what's going to happen.
3s.
Is it a plague weapon by any chance?
No, but I could re-roll.
Last
Yeah.
command point.
I know it'd be the last command point, and I was thinking about using veterans or something. Do I really need it that dead? No, I'm going with Zinch. Zinch tells me that I haven't injured it, so it's just going to be the mortar instead, which does 2 shots, which hit on 5s, and they ball.
So you really thought that praying to Zinch would make your Nurgles hit better?
No, what I'm thinking is, the Lord of Change decided that my tank would live, but really it's just a ghost in the shell there, because of all its shots did nothing to a toughness 5 skimmer.
Yeah, Natalie Portman can't shoot for shit. Wait, Natalie Portman didn't even play her.
So, what? I don't know what Zinch. Which
no,
how's Natalie Portman
played
coming
Ghost in the Shell?
It was Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, not Natalie Portman.
No.
Can you edit that out?
No.
Oh.
I like. Right. The spitter will spit on it, and it hits 5 times automatically. It's strength 6, and it re-rolls 1s, And it did 5 wounds at -1, so 5 4-up saves on your skimmer. How are you grabbing them? What?
Use your hot dice.
And
it takes 4 wounds.
2 remaining. Combi bolter on Rhino. This will do it. You're in rapid fire range. It hits 3 times. 5 still wound. It wounds once. 1 3-up save on the skimmer. Okay, the other one, which isn't in rapid fire. Oh no, it fell out of combat. I need to kill 3 things. See, I'm thinking overcharging plasma at them.
That's a waste of death because they're.
That's a waste of death because what?
Because they're scouts, man.
You see, and the other thing is charge with that, but then I'll be off the objective that I need to. I'm not going to kill 3 things in the shooting phase. I'm not going to kill. Okay, all right. Okay. Plan
Reassess.
2. Just kill the skimmer. Take away your speed. So let's fire all of these guys into that. I am in rapid fire range, so I'm not going to bother overcooking the plasma because there's only 2 wounds left on it. Here's the plasma shots because I've got 2 plasmas in there, plus the champion has plasma. Oh, look at that. Fighting this fight for 10,000 years, the long war against... 3. You have 4. Well, you could roll a chunk of 6s.
Oh, but
they're -3.
Oh,
you do get saves.
I forgot that you've got rubbish weapons.
No, you can... What? 6s to save your skimmer. No, it's dead. You can pick it up. Yeah, it's gone. Right, that's the end of my shooting phase. I still have blood and guts in my hands, kill something in the assault phase. And I found something that can actually charge something, namely this squad of Plague Marines here. We did the Overwatch from your scouts into my Plague Marines. No damage caused. You're 11 and a bit inches away. This is an 11-inch charge. This would be heroic if they managed to get in there. And they roll a 3. Okay, so at the end of my turn 3, I do get a point for securing that objective with the Fetid Bloat Drone, and I do get a point for overwhelming firepower, making it 4 points each. It is a draw. We are drawing at the end of turn 3. Rob still has his turn to respond here. The Dreadnoughts are caught back in a... Well, they're going to have to batter their way through Rhinos to get through. He's still got las cannons. He's still got stern guard. He's still got options, but I've taken away the land speeders, taken away his fast choices from him. So the cards, well, it's going to be critical now as we head into Space Marines. Turn 3. So RobNotSteve ditched psychological warfare. He's still got Kingslayer in his hand. Defend objective 3, which the Fetid Bloat Drone just took. An overwhelming firepower. Just shoot something, anything for a point. And remember, one of my tanks is on 1 wound left. Here we are after the Space Marines movement phase in turn 3. Kingslayer is not on the cards, but they've started to defend objective 3 with this unit of Stern Guard and the tank. They're outnumbering that drone right now, but if they kill it, that stops me flaming the crap out of the Stern Guard and hurting them. So with that in mind, the last squad of Tactical Marines, there's a Plasma in that squad, have moved up as well, and they're in rapid fire range. I'm sure the Plasma will be overcooking. And you can see the Captain and Lieutenant here shouting orders to all of these squads here for the reroll hit rolls of 1, reroll wounds rolls of 1. Stern Guard have moved over here. This tank can draw a bead to the Fetid Bloat Drone as well. And the scouts, it's turn 3, so you're thinking about line breaking and beginning to make their way around the edge of the board. If I have to divert some of my firepower down to hit some scouts, that will be very annoying. So they're scurrying around there.
Especially in such a close game where line breaker could be
4 points each.
Deciding point.
Yeah. You need overwhelming firepower to shoot something to death in the shooting phase. The Contemptor, he's got a 5-up invulnerable save, ignores wounds on 6s. He stepped out to properly take on one of these Rhinos because he can't shoot at the Plague Marines behind. Why is the Ironclad tucked in there?
Because if he comes forward and we mash these Rhinos out, he's got 2 wounds left. An entropy cannon's going to get through, a blight launch is going to get through, he's going to be dead. Whereas if I leave him round there, and I can kill 1 tank, maybe this one, or that one. One of the tanks.
Yes.
And then you have to come round to get line of sight on him, and then...
He could jump out and...
Yeah, he can jump out and flame. He's got more chance of surviving that way.
So it's one hell of a jump scare. If I make it round the corner of there, suddenly, Ironclad with 2 heavy flamers jumping out and smashing me. Devastated Doctrine's still in effect.
Yeah, because...
Feeling no need to drop it.
I need to kill something overwhelming firepower. So if this last kind of stays still...
Yeah.
Let's just hope.
Yeah.
It takes the single wound off that thing.
The Plague Burst Mortar.
Plague Burst Mortar.
It's been a tale of woe so far. This will be the 3rd turn shooting at those tanks. I'm sure one of them will pop now. So let's go on to the shooting phase. Right, starting off the shooting phase, we've got las cannons targeting this fetid bloke drone here. You said that's mission 1, kill the drone.
Mission 1 is kill the drone.
And mission 2, start picking on these plague marines.
Yeah, and then ulterior mission is this las cannon, kill that thing.
Okay.
Let's do that first. Let's do that first, just for my peace of mind.
You want to kill the tank.
Kill something, get a point.
Okay, 3s to hit with the Razorback.
And re-rolling 1s.
Okay.
Alright, 2 hits.
2 hits, right. 3s to wound. How hard can it be? That's
right.
1.
Re-roll.
Okay, so the lieutenant's there.
Lieutenant's there.
Yeah, he's given orders.
Boom.
Okay, both get through.
-4.
2 5-up invulnerable saves. I'm a demon engine. I failed them both. 2d6 damage. I've got 1 wound left. I'm not going to roll 9. Disgustingly resilience. You kill the tank, which blows up on a 5.
On a 5, you say?
It doesn't. It just crumples. The tank has finally gone, and that is overwhelming firepower. Now we're going to Razorback number 2, picking on the fetid bloke drone. 3s to hit.
3s.
No re-rolls now. No re-rolls.
No re-rolls.
Yep, 3s to wound. And that's a wound. 5-up demon save. I am a demon engine. I fail that as well. D6 damage. 4. I will roll disgustingly. 8 wounds left on that drone, and it only drops 2. It's got 6 left.
Next las cannons.
Okay.
Same target, but that moved, hitting on 4s.
Yeah, re-rolling 1s though. You range your captain, and it misses. Shots go wide.
Lieutenants.
Yes.
Mastercrafted bolt rifle.
Right.
Gun.
At the drone.
At the drone.
Okay.
2 shots.
Yes.
Hit on 3s. Bosh.
Bosh.
5s.
5s to wound. Yeah. Nothing. You got your captain with his plasma pistol.
Plasma pistol. He's going to overcharge it.
Is he?
Yep.
He's a brave lad.
But he's not doing it like he's like, cowboy gun holster.
Right.
And then it's going to blow his face off for 2 damage anyway.
Okay. So he hits. Strength 8. Any wounds? 5 demon save? No. Disgustingly resilient. He's brave, overcooking his plasma pistol, and he scores a critical hit. It drops it down to 5 wounds left. You got that tactical squad there.
Got my tactical squad. Plasma gun, he's overcharging. We'll do him first, the rest are just rapid firing.
Okay, plasma gun, 3s. And they both hit. Strength 8, toughness 7. And they both wound. Nice. 5-up demon saves. These are not helping me. The demon engines are not helping me. 5-up disgustingly resilience. That didn't help me much either. It's down to 2 wounds.
10 bolt guns.
Bolt guns from the tactical squad.
From the tactical squad.
Yeah, 3. Rerolling the 1s.
Rerolling the 1s. And we would be rerolling the 1s anyway because of Bolt of Fusillade. But they're rerolling the 1s because the captain as well.
5s to wound.
2 wounds.
2 wounds. That's enough to kill it. And disgustingly resilient. It's still on 2 wounds left. That's the tactical squad done. Both of the Sternguard squad yet to shoot, and then the Contemptor Dreadnought fired its Stormbolter in at the drone, didn't do any damage. Now we've got the Kerrers coming in.
Hitting on 3s.
Because it moved, yep. But no re-rolls here.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
6 hits, and a Kerrer's assault cannon is strength 7, and this is toughness 7, so it wounds on 4s. Yep, it's tougher than your average assault cannon. And that's 3 wounds. AP -1 becomes AP -2 because the Devastator Doctrine is still in effect. So 5s. I failed 2. It's got 2 wounds left. 5-up disgustingly resilient. It's still got 2 wounds left. It is disgusting and resilient. So it's just the Scouts and Sternguard left to speak. Now, he wanted to aim the Sternguard in at these Plague Marines, but he needs to kill that drone. He's worried about it spitting on him. And with your extra range, your long-range marksmen, they are in rapid-fire range.
They are.
Because special issue bot guns are 30-inch range anyway. So 10 shots coming in, hitting on 3s. And re-rolling 1s because, oh no 1s, but 1s because of your Bolt of Fusillade thing. This is strength 4 versus toughness 5, but it is AP -2. So 5's to wound. And AP -2 because it's special issue bolt gun. Look at that. 5 get through. 4 get through. 4 got through. At -2. And disgustingly resilient. Right, the drone is finally gone. It blows up on a 4, which blows up and does 1 mortal wound to everything within 7 inches. Okay, so the drone went pop. One of the Sternguard died. The Razorback took a wound. My Rhino took a wound. And interestingly enough, your veteran Contemptor, he managed to shrug it off with his 6-up ignore damage. He knows what he's doing. So these guys rapid firing in at my Plague Marines. Only 4 of them left, but 8 shots. And reroll the 1s because of your mortal fusillades. Oh, you hit on 4s, sorry. Because of miasma or pestilence. So that was 4 hits came through. It is strength 4. I am toughness 5. This is the tricky part. 5s to wound.
Rerolling the 1.
Because Lieutenant. 1 gets through it. -2. 5 up save. 5 up disgustingly resilient. You kill 1. Then the squad of scouts unloaded into the Plague Marines as well. Cause 2 wounds, 2 3-ups. And I make the saves. And that is the end of the shooting phase. You've killed the drone. Took almost everything to do it, but you've killed the drone. That's overwhelming firepower. You're defending that objective there. Now, the last thing RobNotSteve wants me to do is move this objective secured unit onto it and stop you defending that objective there. 5 inches, I'm not going to be close enough, but with a good charge, I'm on it. And you stop defending it.
Yes.
So you're charging with a Razorback.
Charging with the Razorback, and if that fails, I will attempt an 11-inch charge with the Scouts, just to try and tie you up, buffer you, whatever.
Because if you make this charge, I can't advance if I fall back out of combat onto that objective, and I can't charge you after falling back as well. So it's a perfect move. I've done the Overwatch. I took a wound off the Rhino with a plasma gun. This is an 8-inch charge on that Razorback. So it gets in. It gets in. It's a beautiful thing. So the Razorback made the charge with the Plague Marines. We did all the combats here. You did no wounds to me, and I managed to take 2 wounds off of you. We did that before we did the fight with the Contemptor Dreadnought into the Rhino. Just to get this out of the way. So they're banging in each other.
He left the handbrake on.
I've hurt the Razorback back. And now we have 5 attacks from the Contemptor Dreadnought into the Rhino, hitting on 2s. And he hits every single time. Strength 7 times 2 is wounding on 2s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, 3 1s.
Should have killed it with those fists. I failed my 6s to save. It takes 6 damage off that Rhino. Just 1 more hit and it would have cracked it open. But that is the end of Space Marines turn 3. You have got a point for overwhelming firepower, making it 5 points to 4. So RobNotSteve is winning by 1 point, and by putting the Contemptor Dreadnought there. I can't get this Rhino past. No, it should have been dead anyway, but I can't get the Rhino past to get onto that objective. It'd be interesting to see if I can snake this one round and to get within. I don't think I can. I will have to measure up in my turn, and maybe, mind you, you'll still outnumber me. So even if I could get it round there onto that objective, then I need to kill. Even if I kill 3 of them and there's 1 left, we'll still... Interesting. I think you've probably got it. I think you've probably got that objective. Just need to kill a lot of Sternguard and try and get a Rhino on there. So what, you're winning by 1 point. You are defending that objective there. Are you keeping Kingslayer in your hand this time?
No, I'm going to discard it.
No, interesting. So this has been a very tactical game.
Yeah.
Very tactical game. Low point scoring at the moment at 5 points to 4. Let's find out what the end of all things do in turn 4. Okay, this is an interesting set of orders. Master the Warp, if I get 1 spell off, that's a point. If I get 3 off, that's D3 points. Blood and Guts, kill something by punching it behind enemy lines. It's going to be highly unlikely. Okay, it's 5-4. I need to stop you defending that objective there, so I think Mortars is my best effort. There's only 4 guys there. A nice mortar shot, clear them away. Beautiful thing. Pull the Rhino back out of combat here. So you're not punching me, you have to charge me again, get through there. And then punch something to death. I reckon if the second Plague Marine squad goes in to that Razorback along with these guys, I should be able to kill that in the fight phase, and that'll give me a point for Blood and Guts. And both of the Malignant Plaguecasters are down here, and so I should be able to get a couple of points for Master of the Warp as well. So essentially what I'm saying is, ignore a lot of the big stuff up there and go for the points. It's a points-based game. So that's a plan. Now, what do I want on Miasma and what do I want on Putrescent? The bigger squad. I want on Miasma the bigger squad. So let's Miasma Pestilence on them. And that passes. And with Pestilential Fallout... Oh no, I need a 7 for Pestilent. Yeah.
Noble number.
So they are Miasma'd. And then I'm smiting this guy. And he's smitten, and the Razorback takes D3 mortal wounds. For 2 mortal wounds, it's got 4 left. I don't want to kill it. And then Putrescent Vitality, the same squad. And that passes. I need a 6 and 6. And then Smite on there, and this is +1 to cast. Oh no. You know why that's bad?
Because you might kill it.
I might kill it. That's a Super Smite because it's +1, which makes it 11.
However...
Yes.
If you do kill it,
yes,
that does free you up for a charge.
Yeah, I could potentially charge something else. You're right. I like it. Okay. So D6 mortal wounds on the tank for 3. It's got 1 wound left. Now that's D3 points as well for Master the Warp. Nice stuff. Now I'm going to shoot. This squad here is going to shoot all its guns into the Contemptor. I did the Plaguecasters first with their pistols. They bounced. And then I did the bolt guns. They bounced. It has a 2-up save. Now the Blight Launchers. I need 3s to hit. And I need 5s to wound. And it's a plague weapon. Okay, so everything from there bounced. Right, this Rhino that didn't fall back out of combat is going to shoot the Stern Guard. Hopefully kill me a couple of these Stern Guard. 3s to hit. Everything hit. Oh dear. 4s to wound. Only 1 wound though. 1 3-up save. Can I kill 1? Yes, I do. Leaving 3 left. Which is interesting. Interesting. Now the tank. And then I got down to see if I could actually see those Stern Guard to put the slugger into it. And I can't see them. So what I did is the stubber and the entropy cannons are going into the dread and the mortar into the Stern Guard. I did the slugger. Haven't hurt the dread. Let's do the entropy cannons into the dread though. 2 hits. Target acquired, my friend. Target acquired. Strength 8, toughness 7, 3s to wound. Both wound. 2 5-up and vulnerable saves. See if your force field holds.
No.
Doesn't hold. 2d6 damage on the dread. That's 10 damage. That's 10 damage. He ignores wounds on a 6 because he's a veteran thingy bob. He's got 8 wounds left. You just need 3 6s. 3 6s to keep your dread alive. Good luck. Does the Emperor protect?
Yes!
1 2 3. He does protect.
He's a little bit.
He's got
poorly. A bit of a jippy Tommy.
Yeah. He's got bits hanging off of him. He's leaking fuel, but he's still in this fight. And now the mortar will rain iron from the sky into those Stern Guard. Number of shots. 2. I needed more than that. I need to stop you defending this objective.
Last command point.
I want to use that on bed. Yeah, sod it. Let's do it. 5 shots. I haven't even got enough dice in my hand. Okay. 4s to hit. I'm all command pointed out now.
That's good.
4 times. That's good. That's good. And you know what? It's strength 8, so I win on 2s, and it's plague weapons that I reroll 1s. Oh, I get 4 wins through it. -2. So 4 5-up saves, and only 3 models left defending that objective. And the Emperor does not protect that. I've stopped you defending that objective. That's the end of my shooting phase. Now let's charge with these Plague Marines. Yes, that Plague Marine squad comes charging in, and just them on their own have wrecked that tank. That's blood and guts. Does it blow, sir? Does it blow?
It does not
It does not blow. Then the Plague Marines consolidate a little bit further forward because they've got Putrescent Vitality and Miasma of Pestilence on them. And that is the end of Death Guard. Turn 4, I get a point for blood and guts, making it 5 points each. You're not defending that objective there, but I get D3 points for Master the Warp. And that's 3 points. The Death Guard are 3 points in the lead as regards Space Marines. Turn 4. Here are the Space Marine orders, and the captain knows what he's doing. Defend 3, still in RobNotSteve's hand. Blood and guts. Kill something in the assault phase. That venerable dreadnought on 1 wound left. Might be able to punch open that rhino on 3 wounds left. Supremacy. Take any 3 objectives for D3 points. Here we are after the Space Marines movement phase. Things are getting tactical because we should have mentioned at the start of the battle round that RobNotSteve switched to the tactical doctrine. And the other thing that we forgot to mention is you put the +1 to wound thing on these guys. That's just a normal tactical squad.
That's just a normal tactical squad.
Okay.
They do have a plasma gun.
But the tactical doctrine is in effect, so all the rapid fire and assault weapons are now AP -1. The heavy weapons are AP -nothing. AP minus whatever the AP is. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, you just get an extra -1.
Right. This venerable dreadnought just needs to kill that thing. It does a flat 3 damage.
Yeah.
He's got D3 attacks now. He's on 1 wound, but +1 for shock assault. So he's got 2 to 4 attacks to hit that thing, and he's hitting on 4s currently. Hitting on 4s, winning on 2s. If you crack that open, that's a point for blood and guts. As for supremacy, you're on 1, 2, and the Razorback zip round the wall, and he's parked on that objective there. You are on 3 objectives for supremacy, interestingly enough. And one of them is this objective that you're still trying to defend. And this time, that's a troops unit on it. And the captain's there, and the lieutenant's there, and the chaplain's there. It's, it's getting
It's like
Interesting.
no place to be.
Right.
And then my scouts have wormed their way around to another rock.
Okay.
Moving towards...
I really don't want to spend firepower blowing up these scouts over here. I hope Line Breaker isn't the make or break thing for this game, because that would be annoying. But that's what they're doing. That's their scouting ahead, right?
Yep.
They're doing what scouts should be doing. Right, let's shoot some guns. Opening up the shooting phase. Now the Ironclad, with its 2 heavy flamers, is in range of this Miasma of Pestilence Plague Marine squad because of your extra range.
And they can't even see it coming. It's just a wave of flame washing over the tanks and
smashing into them.
crisping.
Okay, 2d6 auto hits. Is only 4 auto hits, and it is strength 5, and toughness 5. Wounding on 4s. It's only 1 wound, and I make the save. Razorback now, firing at this Rhino, the uninjured one, 3s to hit. And they both hit, and 3s to wound. And they both wound 6s. I fail them 2d6 damage. You said to me off camera this won't kill it. I'm just going to fire at it to ping it through, it won't kill it.
That's exactly what I said.
You killed the Rhino, does it blow? It doesn't blow. You wiped it out, which frees the Ironclad. He can charge in on this Rhino as well. You're definitely going to get Blood of Guts is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, let's shoot some more guns. After the Razorback destroyed the Rhino, then the tactical squad opened up on this miasma squad of Plague Marines with the plasma, with everything. Basically killed 2. Now the Lieutenant's having a go with his mastercrafted bolt rifle.
He
hits on 3.
4s.
Oh yeah, because of miasma.
Reroll a 1.
Yep.
Yes.
And he's winning on 5s.
1 wound.
Okay, it's AP -1, 4s. And it does 2 damage. So I failed disgustingly resilient. He kills 1 more. Are you going to overcook with your plasma from your captain one more time?
No, this is...
No?
No.
Okay.
No.
3s to hit because of miasma.
He misses.
It's good job that you don't overcook that, because that was a 2 and he would have died. Then the Contemptor fired into the squad of Plague Marines, and despite being grievously injured, joined in by the scouts. A couple more have died. Essentially, there's only 2 left in that squad. I've lost 5 casualties. So leadership is going to be a thing. So this squad of Stern Guard, which stayed still using bolter discipline, is going to fire past them and into the second squad.
We just suckered you in.
Yeah.
They hit the trap.
And now the killing blow.
Now the killing blow.
Nice. 10 shots, hitting on 3s, not 4s for a change. Rerolling the 1s because of bolter fusillade. 7 hits, winning on 5s though. Ooh, mama.
4.
Is that 4 wounds? Special issue bolt guns are AP -2, so 4 5-up saves. And disgustingly resilient. And the Stern Guard take 2 down. And that's the end of the shooting phase. Both Plague Marine squads taking a pounding, one of the Rhinos disappearing, and then both the Contemptor and the Ironclad charges into this Rhino. Where do you want to start?
Let's start with the Ironclad.
Okay.
It doesn't degrade.
Give him some glory. 3s to hit with his chain fin. Okay, that many hits. 3 hits. You're winning on 3s, I think. Strength times 2. 6 times 2 is 12. Just roll for it and then we'll check the book. So that could either be 3 or 2 wounds. Yeah, it's strength 6 times 2, so strength 12. So that was 1 wound, but it's -4 and 4 damage.
Yes, it is.
So you kill the Rhino anyway because it's a Dreadnought Chain Fist, which doesn't blow up. And it looks like this. Are you consolidating, piling in, anything
Not
like that?
consolidating, no.
Okay. So they're leadership 8, so they pass. And they lost 5, and I have no command points left. And the leadership 8. And that squad run away. And unfortunately, RobNotSteve ditched psychological warfare last turn, so it doesn't get a point for that. But you do get a point for blood and guts. You have killed something in the assault phase, making it 8 points to 6. And you've got supremacy. So for D, 3 points.
Because I am supreme.
7 points to 8.
7 points to 8.
You're 1 point behind, but you are going to get 2 points for defending that unless I can blow you off it again.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to try and blow you off again one more time. Let's go on to Death Card turn 5. Right, I ditched behind enemy lines. I got Kingslayer, kill that captain. That's going to be nigh on impossible. Death March. Score a victory point if at least 3 friendly Death Guard infantry units are completely within your opponent's half of the battlefield, not deployment zone. That's going to be pretty impossible as well. Secure objective 1 I'm right next to. I might be able to get that one. Right, it's 7 points to 8. I'm winning by 1 point, but you're going to get 2 for defending that one there. And then I looked across the battle grid at the start of this turn. I didn't realise just how much stuff you killed, how little I had left. I got some Poxwalkers in this tank, and the Poxwalkers tried to advance onto objective 1 to get me a point, and I rolled a 1. So I'm not getting objective 1. And then I figured out Death March to get in your table half with 3 infantry units. I could do that. This line here is the halfway line. Well, Rob,
can I just say, you didn't figure anything out.
You showed me how. I said, hey, that's going to be really easy. All you need to do is, there's 3 infantry units here. There's Malignant Plague House, the Malignant Plague House, and the Plague Marines, 3 infantry units. I just have to walk across this halfway line, and I've got 3 infantry units. So yeah, that was good. Yeah, so I got a point for that one. I'm not securing objective 1 though, and what's the other one? Kingslayer. Kill your captain in that lot. I'm not going to do that either, but I've got precious few left. You've still got a Dreadnought, Razorback. I intend to get rid of both of these Dreadnoughts this turn though. This is the plan, because this smite will hit him, and once he's dead, then that smite will hit him. That's what will happen. First I need to smite though. And I fail. And let's put miasma on the Plague Marine squad. And that fails. They're not miasmed. So this one will miasma the Plague Marine squad. No, I can't. This one will putrescent the Plague Marine squad. And that passes, and it's a 7, and with Pestilential Fallout, it hits your Contemptor. So on a 6, he survives. And he doesn't. Does he go kaboom? No, the Pestilential Fallout from this Malignant Plaguecaster kills that Contemptor. Interesting. Which means this one now smites. See, I could kill them both with Psychic Powers. Just need to get the smite off. This is a 6 though. This is the guy without the staff. That passes. D3 mortal wounds on this Ironclad with 2 wounds left. What?
It won't hit the Ironclad.
It won't hit the Ironclad?
No.
We'll measure it in a second.
That's because you can't see it.
It's 3 mortal wounds. It's this guy. Let's see what he can see. I can see the Ironclad, that dash of blue there, and he is the closest thing. So the Ironclad goes, and he doesn't blow up either. Okay. So I'll get a point for this. You'll get 2 points for that, and it'll be a draw at the end of turn 4. So I need to put everything from the Plague Burst Mortar into this squad of Tactical Marines. I'm probably not going to kill them all, but maybe you'll fail morale and break. Mind you, you're going to use the morale of the Chaplain. Anyway, everything into this squad here. 2 entropy cannons to Tactical Marines. 1 hits. Will kill 1 on a 2. No! Heavy Slugger. Misses. And the Mortar. Number of shots, 4 shots. Hitting on 4s. Everything hits. Winning on 2s. Rerolling 1s. Okay, so 4 wounds come through. -2 on the Tactical squad, sir.
4 dead.
I kill 4, which is interesting because that's the end. Oh no, I've still got the Plague Marines. What am I talking about? They can unload as well. Plague Marines into the remaining Tactical squad. And the Plague Marines destroyed the remaining Tactical squads there. Triple rapid fire plasma guns coming straight at them. They're dead. You're still defending that objective with your captain. He's got Relic Blade, right?
Relic Blade.
So I could charge him with the Plague Marines, but that's +2 strength, minus a 2 or 3 and a flat 2 damage, and you can heroically intervene with your... Do I want to charge in with the Plague Marines?
Make or break.
Do I want to charge in with it? If I don't charge in, you're going to charge me.
Yeah.
So
and I will get 2 points before I charge you.
Yeah, so I'm going to charge you with some Plague Marines. Would you like to overcook in the plasma?
I'm not overcooking.
Overcook it.
No, I played a game once where you know who you are.
Overcook it.
Thomas overcooked the plasma pistol and blew himself in the face. I'm not doing that. No.
He misses. Right, can I make the charge? I think I need a 5 or something. Oh yeah, they're angry. Right, that's where we end up after the charge move. The Lieutenant has got a power sword, so he's heroically intervened as well. Remember, I'm objective secured, so I'm stopping you taking that objective right now. Just need to kill you. I've got Kingslayer in my hand, I think. Do I?
Yeah, pretty sure you do.
Yep, so if I kill the king, this could be game-winning stuff here. My champion has got a power fist and +1 attack for shock assault. So I'm hitting on 4s with my power fist. 1 hit. Strength 8. He wounds. Iron Halo, sir. Does it flicker into life?
Nope.
No. D3 damage. For 1, and you've got Iron Resolve.
I do. No, it takes a wound.
And so Captain Arthas stands firm. He has 5 wounds remaining. Now the Plague Knives come in. Extra attacks with Shock Assault. Only 3 hits. I'm winning on 4s though. Drop nice. And 3 more wounds, sir. 3 more 3-up saves on Captain Arthas. Can he take it?
He can.
And that's the end of my assaults. Now, was it a mistake charging in like this? Well, let's find out. Wait, who are you striking back with first?
Arthas.
Okay.
Captain.
Okay.
This is how it's done, mate. Gets his relic played out.
Yeah.
4 attacks.
Yeah.
On 2s. We only once.
Right, okay.
That's a 5.
And what was the relic blade? Strength plus?
+2.
Okay, I'm toughness 6 right now because of putrescent vitality.
Oh, I'm strength 6 right now.
Okay.
So la-di-da.
Force to wounds.
Alright,
2 wounds. AP minus?
I
I think it's 3.
AP minus 3, damage D3.
6s? No.
D3.
Oh no! Both of them critical blows. 3 damage and 3 damage. 3 disgustingly resilience. 1 dies. 3 disgustingly resilience. Another 1 dies. Leaving 2 Plague Marines left. Then Lieutenant Kalinar steps up with 3 attacks. He hits on 2s. And he has just got a power sword, so he needs 3s to wound. 5s to wound, sorry. 5s to wound. What am I talking about? He fails to wound. Now, I lost 2 in that assault, so I don't have to take morale. So no morale checks for me. That is the end of my turn. 4 or 5? Yes, it's turn 5. It's turn 5. Right, it was 8-7, right?
Yeah.
And I get a point for getting up there. So it's 9 points to 7. The Death Guard are winning by just 2 points. I've stopped you defending that objective 1 more time. And if it goes on to turn 6, I can easily run onto one of these objectives here. Now, I've only got 2 Plague Marines, my characters, some Poxwalkers and a tank left. But you've got your captain, your lieutenant, you've got some scouts, you've got some stern guard, you've got some scouts around here. This line breaker is going to be critical as well, I just know it. And 2 Razorbacks, and they are uninjured at this time. Interesting stuff. Let's go to Space Marines, turn 5. Here are the orders for the Space Marine chapter, Azure Vengeance. They want to take the field, defend 3, still trying to defend that objective, and secure 1, and secure 6. It's turn 5, and as the battle for this installation heads towards the endgame, the scouts are pushing deep behind enemy lines. There's line breaker there, and this is one of the objectives that the captain wants to hold, and there are no Space Marines next to it. And here is the other objective that the captain is calling out. Hold on to this objective deep in the installation. There will be a point there. Meanwhile, the captain and lieutenant are not backing down from a fight with these Plague Marines. They're staying locked up, and the chaplain is going to come in for a fight as well. And that's pretty much it. Razorback moving forward, this one standing still, and the stern guard standing still. It looks like both Razorbacks have this last fetid tank, this Plague Burst mortar in its sights. The Razorback that stays still, firing at my Plague Burst mortar, hitting on 3s. And wounding on 3s. No wounds. And the one that moved, which is hitting on 4s.
1 hit.
And wounding on 3s.
1 wound.
5-up invulnerable save. And I make the save. And then the stern guard, which have got +1 to wound from the catechism from the chaplain, are unloading into the Poxwalkers. And despite being long-range marksmen, the stern guard only take down 2 of the Poxwalkers. And then the scouts back here unloaded into this closest malignant Plaguecaster, and I make both of my saves from their shots. And that's it for the shooting phase. So the chaplain steps up and joins this melee. He's got 4 attacks with Shock Assault. He's sitting on 2s because he's a chaplain. And they all hit. Now, it would be strength 5, but it's strength 6 because it's a relic Crozius. I'm still toughness 6 though. So force to wound.
Rerolling
the ones, yeah. So 2 wounds get through at -2 and 3 damage. So 5s. And it does 3 damage. So One dies. That leaves my champion with a power fist left. Who wants to polish him off, the lieutenant or the captain? It's got to be the captain.
It's got to be the captain, obviously.
Yeah. 4 attacks, 2s to hit. Rerolling 1s. And they all hit.
Again,
Force
4.
to wound. 2 wounds get through at -3. 2 6s. And each does D3 damage.
4.
For 4, disgustingly resilient. Here's 3 dice. Yeah, he's dead. And as those Plague Marines get pounded into the dust, that's the end of turn 5. The captain, the lieutenant, and the chaplain start defending that objective at the entrance to this installation one more time. It was 9 points to 7, but you've got a point for that objective over there, Rob.
I have.
And you're line breaking with this unit over here. And that's turn 5, and the player that went first, which was me, rolls a dice, and on a 1-2, after all this time, it's a draw. But if we go into turn 6, I'm going to be able to jump on that objective there, and then it depends what the card gods say. Mind you, I've got a tank, some poxwalkers, and 2 characters. That's it. I'm in a bad way.
They are witches.
I kind of, with smiting and stuff, I could potentially... I've got Kingslayer in my hand.
You have got Kingslayer.
If it goes to turn 6, and I kill your king, not only will I get Slay the Warlord, but I could get D3 points for Kingslayer.
You could.
So right now it's a draw, but if it goes to turn 6, the Space Marines are in trouble.
Yeah.
On a 1-2, this game will be a draw. We're going to turn 6. So we're in overtime, and the orders for the end of all things are quite clear. Kill the king. Maybe that's what they wanted to do all along. Just take out that captain. Secure objective 1 and defend objective 4 as well. Turn 6, I've got 4 units left, 2 Malignant Playcasters, some Poxwalkers which have managed to run onto this objective here, and a tank. I'm not going to defend objective 4, it's underneath that tank, that big blue tank with the las cannons over there. But I will get a point for holding this objective, and all I need to do is kill Captain Arthas and hopefully not have everything left in my army utterly killed, and then potentially I could win this game. So I've pulled round the 2 brothers here to take on your captain. So let's do some psychic shenanigans.
You don't have to. It's actually an optional phase.
I'm going to smite you. Hitting on a 5 with this guy. The smite fails. This guy smites on a 6, +1 though, to his smite roll, and he's been getting super smites off like a bad boy.
Oh, it's not a super smite.
It's not a super smite, but that is a mortal wound for pestilential fallout on him.
For all of them.
1 minute, let's check the rules. The nearest enemy unit suffers a mortal wound for pestilential fallout, so does Arthas take a mortal wound for that?
He does.
He does, and he's down to 4 left. And then the smite does D3 mortal wounds for 3 more. You need some 6s, mate. No, he's... that was 4 in total. He's down to 1 wound left. Then I'm going to Miasma of Pestilence my Warlord, which passes. And and that isn't Pestilential Fallout.
Thankfully.
And then I'm going to Miasma of Pestilence my Warlord. And if I get a 7...
Did you not just say Miasma of Pestilence twice?
Putrescent Vitality. Putrescent Vitality, that's the one. And that fails, so I nearly killed you with mind bullets. But he is miasmed up. I'm going to shoot some guns, done. I'm into the charge phase. It's all about this, because if I kill him, that's Warlord and Kingslayer. So he charges, because he's in. This guy don't know Snake Eyes. He's in. Are you heroic intervening anywhere?
For everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Okay, charging unit, go first. You can't interrupt. I'm going to do my Malignant Playcaster into your dude. 1 minute. He's never really fought before. How many attacks has he got? Got 3 attacks. +1 with Shock Assault at +2 Strength. +2. -1 AP, D3 damage. This could be brutal.
It could be.
So 4 attacks. Warlord on Warlord. 3s to hit. I hit twice. What? Death to the False Emperor!
We remembered! Doesn't generate more attacks.
That's a 6. It doesn't generate more. Okay. Right. Strength 7 now with... No, I didn't get Putrescent Vitality off. I got Miasma off. So I'm strength 6. So I'm still wounding on 3s. And is it a plague weapon? No, it's not a plague weapon. -1. D3 damage. 2 4-ups to keep your Warlord alive.
Well, that's definitely not 4. I don't know what that is.
D3 damage for 3 damage. 3 6s to keep your Warlord alive with Iron Resolve. That was close. That was close. But that is Slay the Warlord and that is Kingslayer. But you've got the opportunity to try and kill my Warlord back again.
I do.
Okay. So who wants to try and take the glory?
The Chaplain.
Okay, 4 attacks with the Chaplain. Because you heroically intervened. He hits on 2s. And he will wound on 3s now, because I'm toughness 5. Okay, and each of these is -2, 3 damage.
Yes.
So -2, I need 5s. Oh dear. That's 6 damage. But I have revoltingly resilient on my Warlord, so I ignore them on 4s.
Pungent, rotten cheese.
Yes, total cheese. And he takes 4 wounds. You know what that means?
He's dead.
That's Slay the Warlord. So my Warlord came charging in there and slapped that captain down, that little Astartes down, and then the Chaplain stepped forward and avenged him. Now let's see what this lieutenant can do as well. 2s and 5s now. 2 wounds at -3 and disgustingly resilient. He takes 2 wounds. He's on 2 left, and that's the end of my turn 6. Right, mutually assured destruction from the Warlords there. That's the end of my turn 6. I can't believe it's coming to this. It was 9 points to 8, right? It was 9 points to 8. I get a point for that one, making it 10-8. I get a point for Warlord, 11-8. And I get D3 points for Kingslayer. Are we getting this right?
Yes, we're getting
D3 points for Kingslayer. So 11-8 plus 2 makes it 13-8. But at the end of your turn, you were on the defend objective.
Yes.
And now this is the end of my turn and you've defended it. You outnumber me on it.
Yes.
So it was 13-8. Now it's 13-10.
No, it's... Yeah, 13-10
for 13-10 because you've defended
13-11 because I killed your Warlord.
Oh yeah, 13-11. It's 13-11.
And then if it ends now, it will be 13-12.
Because a line breaker.
By the end of my turn, it will be... it's 13-11.
It's 13-11 right now. Basically, it's so close. I thought, hey, let's not bother shooting a tank. I've definitely got this Warlord. I got this. How wrong was I? I forgot that you start defending that. Because, yeah, you had it. You were under control in your turn. My turn, you outnumbered me on there. Oh, dear. 13-11. 13-11. It's gone to Space Marines turn 6. Right, here's the Space Marine order. Secure Objective 1. The Poxwalkers are all over it. They don't have to take morale. That isn't going to happen. That's gone. No prisoners. Just kill something. And Big Game Hunter, kill that tank. There's a chance the Space Marines can somehow win this game. Right, 13-11, you're line breaking. That'll be 13-12. You kill one thing. That's no prisoners. And that'll be 13-13. It'll be draw again.
Yes.
And if you, with loads of las cannons, if you kill that tank, you could win.
And I've been so good at destroying them so far.
Yeah. Oh dear. Okay, 3s to hit.
Let's just fire them both at the same time.
Yeah, oh right, okay.
Nothing's moved.
Okay.
It's just 4 las cannons hitting on 3s.
Okay.
Right.
3 of them get through. 3s to win now.
How many wounds has it got?
It's got 12.
Okay.
You killed that rhino when you thought you weren't going to kill the rhino.
Yeah, I'm not going to
2 wounds, 5 up, invulnerable saves. I make both of the saves.
Okay.
So that's the shooting phase done. Oh, we got some Stern Guards shooting some Poxwalkers. Stern Guard killed 4 this time. Then we're on to this combat. They're both locked up in combat. Oh no, is your Chaplain charging? I guess he's got a charge.
Oh,
he's
he does?
base.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, he's in. Because that means they both
He's going to do
can...
a few laps.
Well, the thing is, this way they both can fight. Otherwise, if they were already engaged in combat, I could knock one back if you don't kill.
It also gives him an extra attack.
With Shock Assault, yeah, you're right. Okay, so 2s with your Chaplain. And 3s with your Chaplain with this Relic Crow. Oh dear.
Reroll for the...
Lieutenant. 2 wounds. 2 wounds come through. I need 2 5s. And that's 6 damage because it's this Relic Crozius. And this isn't my Warlord, he's just got 5 ups. He's smushed. And that's no prisoners. With the second Malignant Playcaster dragged down, and with only some Poxwalkers and a tank left on the field, it's 13 points to 13. It's a draw one more time. It was destined to be a draw, I think. Drawing in turn 5, drawing in turn 6. The player who went second rolls the dice. That was you.
That was me, yes.
On a 1, 2, 3, this game is a draw. Let's see what the dice will say. And this game is a draw. That is the way. That is the way the world ends.
That is the way the world ends.
I think the saying is this is the way the world ends, and for some reason that 1,550 point game turned into a very long, very tactical game. My brain is cooked. I haven't done a 1,500 point game for a while, and that felt long.
Yeah, that felt long. Dark outside.
I think what made it, lots of large line of sight blocking terrain really made it very interesting in some of the fire angles. I was worried about your list because honestly I didn't have much anti-tank. But for some reason, there's only 2 Razorbacks left at the end.
I think a lot of it was all the infantry could go in here, but our tanks were very much restricted to the middle of the board or going around the outside. So I had my land speeders to nip, and you got rid of those, nipped them in the bud really quickly. So I lost that manoeuvrability. And then you were very good with your tactical deployment of your Terminators in the middle, which just gave me something that I had to deal with, or you would have run rampant through my lines.
I was hoping for more from them, but it took your entire army to take them out. You had to do that. You jumped on them, you snuffed that out before they could be a thing.
That was 4 or 5 units, 2 dreadnoughts charging in, I think they did exactly what they should do at that point.
They sucked everything in. And keeping your ironclad round here, that was also very tactical of you as well, because I was thinking about pushing forward with the Plague Marines, but as soon as I did, I'd get charged by an ironclad, hitting on 3s with 5 attacks, murdering them.
2d6 flamers.
2d6 flamers, yeah. That's nasty.
And there was lots of good placement by you.
Thank you.
Putting Cloud of Flies on 1 unit so I couldn't target it, even though I wanted to get rid of that threat.
Yeah, like leaving them, they were here, you could shoot them, but they had Cloud of Flies on them, so you couldn't. And then Miasma and Putrescent on another squad. That worked quite well for me, actually. It's, honestly, you've probably seen lots of my battle reports. It's the first time I managed to pull that sort of shenanigans off. I was quite pleased with myself.
I think you're right, that the line of sight blocking, because I couldn't just... I was so restricted in how I could get to that unit.
Yeah.
And as soon as you shut down that one avenue and made it so I couldn't shoot them at a distance,
yep.
they were untouchable, and you could then use that to your advantage in terms of shuffling me around, like when you use the rhinos to block it.
Yeah. I was hoping for more score objective X markers for me, so I could jump in here or there, but I didn't get very many of them. You got quite a few. And in the end, this unit of scouts around here, which you didn't know what to do, having that redundancy in your army, and then running them down here and getting line breaker drew you that game. Yeah. If they weren't here, you'd have lost.
And having them there, you were always thinking about them, and you had to consider if you wanted to bring your Terminators in here to get rid of that.
Having a redundant unit, which is, what's the point shooting at them? There's an objective there which you're not call it shooting at. They're not doing any damage to me, so I just left them. But that redundancy won you the game. It's those little tricks here, there, and everywhere. I think your list, which is, looking at it, it looks like it was, because I know you got this one off eBay, and it looks built for 7th edition for me. But with the Captain Lieutenant in there, and with the Dreads pushing up there, and with it was actually quite, and with the Devastator Tactical Assault Doctrines, it was actually quite an effective list for 8th edition.
I think it really shows that with Bolter Discipline and with the malleability of your different chapter tactics now, and the way that you construct, putting the Bolter Fusillade with the long range marksman or whichever one that one was.
Yep.
That even with old school Marines, you can have a very effective force.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be Iron Hands.
It doesn't have to be Iron Hands Iron Hands is just Iron Hands. Space Marines are effective on their own, and they're just good fun. I find Space Marines.
Yes.
And also Space Marines versus Heretic Astartes. It's a classic matchup. Obviously our lists aren't tuned to crap. These are two 70-75% power level sort of lists. 2 mixed average lists crunching against each other, and when you play 40k that way, it's just fun.
Yeah,
there wasn't at one point you weren't suddenly racing into the lead, or I wasn't racing into the lead. If you play 40k that way with some just have fun, and I have fun with you every day.
It was wonderful.
No, I missed you.
Everyone misses me,
particularly the snipers. Nice.
Yeah, it's just a duck and weave. There was definitely a lot of turns where it felt like I thought, maybe I've gone a bit too hard in this turn, and that's unbalanced the game. But then it felt very even hits all the way. It didn't ever feel like, I've been devastated, I can't come back from this point. Nor did I ever feel like I landed a knockout blow. Whereas sometimes with Custodes, you might have a good turn, and then you've just obliterated your army, your opponent.
Dude, it's Plague Marines, you have to come at them hard. You saw the disgustingly resilience, or the 5-up invulnerable saves. The tank shooting again and again and again. You have to come at them hard. You have to.
Yeah, and interestingly, like, you think, -3, -4 doesn't make much difference.
Yeah.
But I think, once I switched to the tactical doctrine to maximise my bolters, then you lost that minus on the on the heavier weaponry.
Yeah, I think your list would have probably... See, the other thing is the AP -4 that your last cannons had, it didn't really come into effect, because I have 5-up invulnerable saves everywhere. Yeah. And 5-up invulnerable saves everywhere. So the heavy doctrine didn't help the last cannons, but it does help things like heavy bolters. It does help things like assault cannons. It does help things like heavy flamers.
Yes.
Because the tactical doctrine is for rapid fire and assault weapons, and the heavy flamer is a heavy gun.
Yeah.
Heavy flamers at AP -2 are brutal, particularly at 11-inch range.
Yeah, I mean, and it works very well against the 3+ armor, but if you were playing that against Skitarii Vanguard, that's a 6+ save now. I
know, that would just cream through them. So that was interesting stuff. Always fun playing against you. Last few shout-outs. Battle map from GameMat.eu. This is LaserTrains.co. These guys are Red Dragon Gaming. You're from Nottingham. A nice t-shirt. If you want to join us in the deployment zone, come and join us at deploymentzone.tv. And if you want to support us on Patreon, then go to Patreon and type in DZTV. Search for that, DZTV. You'll find us there if you want to help me on Patreon instead, or as well as, it's up to you guys. Apart from that, that was a great game. I enjoyed myself. So
I enjoyed myself thoroughly.
Nice. Okay, let's go and get drunk. Thanks for listening. Happy wargaming.